Howard 101 presents The Jay Thomas Show. Call 888-STERN-101. The Jay Thomas Show. This is The Jay Thomas Show on Howard 101.
Madison is back there with Shirley and Garrett Andrews, Sean Kelly, and don't forget that Art Sears and Andrea Bushy produced the show. I got all kind of little messages from, apparently I'm not saying the channel right or something. Sean, what did I say wrong? Howard Stern 101 or something like that? It's hard enough to say somebody. What did I say?
It's the correct way to do it, as far as I've been explained, Jay, is Howard 101. And I think you were saying 101.
He was saying Stern 101.
Stern
100. Anything you wanted to say, you were saying. Just because you're you.
Gee whiz.
Welcome to Stern 101.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do. That's for all of you who've been hit by the hurricane in Texas. Listen, by the way, for hurricane, I guess, updates and everything on Channel 184, and they are evacuating
Uno Ocho Quatre.
Whatever it is. Quattro. They are evacuating. You know what, Sean? You'd better let me. I don't have a map or anything in front of me. Here is the sad thing, and I hate to admit it, but it's true. You know, I have a home in New Orleans. Yes, my family is there, and they were slammed. Baton Rouge, I have aunts and uncles, and my brother and nephews and all that are there. But I already went through the Katrina thing. We lost my mother's house, and then I built another house, which took too long and everything else. So when the hurricane comes into the Gulf of Mexico, I am just praying it hits anywhere else but near my house or in New Orleans or whatever. And I don't know how to deal with that. In that, I guess I guess I'm praying for others to suffer. I don't know how else to put it.
But I don't think you're everybody does that. You see a horrible story.
I'm praying. I look at the screen and I begin to chant to try and turn the hurricane, like I see it go off of Cuba. And I go, Hamnio, Haringe, Kyo, whatever.
Yeah.
And I do it to the screen and hope that the thing begins to turn more to the west or something.
Yeah,
what
that's
is up with
weird.
The hurricanes these past few years? It's like out of control. I don't know why anybody would want to live down there, because every year it's a gamble. It's a complete leap of faith.
Can I be honest with you?
What?
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I don't even want to say it. It's global warming. Now, what caused it?
I probably agree with you.
Weather change or whatever. And here's what conservatives and my friend Rodney Lee Conover and anybody of mine that is a Republican or a conservative, they say, okay, maybe that's happening.
But they don't think it's an important.
Or maybe you do too. It's not the gasoline or the oil or the coal or whatever it is. The other day, this is the saddest story, and of course, this probably happened, forever. So much ice is melting in the Arctic that the polar bears are trying to swim north, and they saw one 65 miles offshore, and it was just swimming north, and the next ice shelf was another 400 miles away. And the researchers said, well, they're never going to make it because there's nothing to hang on to, and they're not going to swim 400 miles.
They saw one polar bear towing 6 boats like Jack LaLanne with his mouth.
They saw Rosie O'Donnell actually swimming and looking for No,
I totally believe in it, but I don't think it's all our fault. I think, I don't like when people, because there's a bunch of other countries in the world who are contributing. China, for example, is really,
the fucking
really
Chinese.
And then, I sit here at work. I recycle like crazy. I unplug everything. I turn off my lights. It's like a drop in the bucket, and it's frustrating. And then you got, the amount of paper here at Sirius, could be saving one polar bear. There's so much
I wouldn't say that anything here at Sirius is causing global warming if I were you. You know what, Shuli? I noticed Shuli and I were... You notice everyone's dead silent. You bet.
I left the room, like the Tenuta
there's whatever amount of paper they feel like using at Sirius. If they want to, have me say, Howard,
no, I'm not saying
101 up my ass, I'm going to say it.
I'm not saying it's causing global warming. I'm saying...
Turn the radio on and put a speaker right in my unk.
I'm just saying that everybody wastes a lot of paper and wastes a lot of stuff. Everybody, everywhere. And
yesterday...
It's a much larger thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, yesterday on the afternoon show...
Sean just threw away
on 102.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sean.
Right in your face.
Thanks.
Well, here's the deal. We had a woman on that has a mastodon, a skeleton in her garage.
It's a mastodon.
It's like a giant elephant.
Oh.
Like there was a woolly mammoth. It's kind of like, a mastodon was like... I think they've made all kind of cartoon shows about him with the big, tusk and all that.
I thought it was a big
So the
dog.
thing dropped dead on her family ranch, like 2-3 million years ago, right? Her family didn't own it then.
Her family ranch.
Well, she said that. I said, "Where'd you get the thing?" She says, "Well, my husband and I were like digging for water, and they found it. It's completely, it just kind of fell over, and it's completely shaped,
Wow.
and the tusks are gone, and they think that the tusks were probably taken." Who knows how long, 100,000 years ago or 10,000 years ago, some natives took the tusk and made shit out of it and sold it by the side of the road, whatever it is. And she said, all the mastodons are gone. And I'm thinking, well, we weren't around, right? Mm-hmm. And she said, they don't know how they died. And I said, did it have a stroke or whatever? She says, apparently like a really hot wind or like a meteor hit or something. But the thing dropped right there. Where it was standing, see? And I guess that was one of millions that died. And I think, here's what I think. I think we have probably fucked the earth up thousands of times, and we're like the 10,000th incantation of who we are running around on the earth right now. And we don't have a fucking chance. So do you try and stop it and make everybody comfortable for the next two? Or let it happen, yeah.
Because it's nature and it's cyclical.
It isn't nature, it's humans.
No. What I'm saying is, we could all be wiped away and a whole new,
that will happen.
Could begin.
That will happen.
I feel like I should be really stoned for this conversation.
But let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Who do you think the new Jews will be? Because there's got to always be that group that says,
right.
We were here first.
Yeah.
We were the first ones.
We brought 50 of the smartest minds.
We're all,
I bring you agriculture.
I know you talked about this yesterday on Howard 101 yesterday, and I'm going to pause to make sure I say the thing right.
Howard 100, they talked about it.
Oh, I got the number wrong now? About Chubby Checker being the number one song on the Billboard Hot 100.
Yeah,
right?
That might have spilled over to 101.
Right,
well.
in the West
I watched
feed.
all the news shows last night, all the entertainment shows, and so he's been resurrected for the week.
He was here yesterday. I saw him walk by.
I know. So he's all over the place,
yeah.
Right? So I'm watching him interviewed, and all I can think about is that I was in a basement of a shithole, I went to these has-been conventions, and because I called them that, they don't invite me anymore. Where you go with like Eric Roberts is there, who makes like $10,000 for the weekend, and people have him sign the pictures of these bullshit movies that he's done. And
I loved you in Star 80.
Exactly. No, but it's not just those. The ones that go and only Chinese watch them. He's got a big following in China.
Because he did those karate movies. He did the best of the best.
And his wife is his assistant, and she's there, and they're doing the pictures, and they put me next to him with my little stack of Murphy Brown pictures and Chud and all of that. And I make like, $300, for the weekend. And you sell the pictures for $20. And I thought it was great. And I would sign them and all. And I would say to people, welcome to the Has-Beens convention and all of that. We're all a bunch of fucking has-beens. And they got mad at me, Timmy from Lassie's wife runs the thing, right? So I'm there, and you know what? Name anybody. Name some old beat up, he's barely alive person, and they're at the thing. And while you're at the thing, rumors fly all through the room. Robert Rodriguez is going to be here. The director of all those.
Yes.
So everybody's praying that work will land in their lap.
But he never comes.
Of course
Robert Rodriguez never comes.
He's got shit to do.
Posters are there and all. So I'm signing, and I look over, and Chubby Checker is there. I think this might have been in Burbank. Chubby Checker is there.
I think Robert Rodriguez goes, I got to go meet Horseshack today.
Exactly.
Ron Palillo. Okay, Ron
right.
Palillo.
And so then they come by, and they look at, like I'll be sitting there, they'll come by, and they look at your picture. Then they look at you. And now their decision is, do I want to spend $20 and will this guy die within hours of me getting this picture so it has some value to it, right? And so then Chubby Checker's at a card table, right, 10 feet away. And I think the Howard News crew came over, Shuley, and tried to interview him. And he said, first of all, no. Then he wanted to charge them, right? And so there he was with me. And he's got that jet black hair with no gray in it. He must be 90 years old.
Right.
But
he's 66. I Googled him last night.
All right, fine. He's 66.
He's older than 66.
Please, whatever.
Looks really
good.
Fine.
Fine. I know I was like 8 when he was a big hit. If he wants to be 66, he can fucking be 66.
40
it
when
says
Jay was 8.
He was born in October 3rd, 41.
Anyone can go in there and change that Wikipedia thing. I can prove it. So now the Twist has been named the #1 song or whatever. This was his quote last night on MTV. The Twist named #1 to the top 500 songs, Shaped Rock and Roll. Chubby said it's like the creation of the telephone.
Oh, Jesus.
As a groundbreaking moment because it says it was the first time people ever danced apart to the beat. What he said was most people touched hands to dance. But his song, The Twist, made you not touch hands. And you dance.
Shall we, Shuley?
Well, it's a great story, Chubby. Back to the boat show. Let's go.
Yeah, that's right. He also says
2 weeks, nobody's even going to remember.
He also says that he doesn't understand why people like Rod Stewart and the Beatles, and he named a whole bunch of people. He didn't understand why he wasn't in the same group with them. Why he wasn't considered in the same group. And I'll tell you why. Because after this, your next song was Pony Time. The song after that was The Fly.
The Fly.
And then Let's Twist Again. Those were his, 4 in a row.
The guy just sit around the house and go, there's a fly. That's a song.
Well, I guarantee you, Rod Stewart and the Stones weren't at the card table in the basement.
Wait a minute, Twist Again is a different song?
He won a Grammy for that.
Twist Again like we did last summer. Oh, that's a different song.
He won a Grammy for that. Twist Again. But it is funny, because I try to, hold back on this, but when you have been something and then you're not something anymore, and then you have that moment when you're something again for like a minute, you are so fucking excited that you're something again. And that you're not in the basement of a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine what John Travolta must have been feeling after he did Pulp Fiction. You know, he was on no one's map before that.
But he's pretty much stayed in a good place.
Yeah, but
Jesus! It's unbelievable.
The guy's
in
got
fact,
his own
I do the same
jet.
thing when I see people's careers take off, like I do with the
hurricane.
With the hurricane,
yeah.
I see their career taking off, and I chant that it'll turn and be struck and killed.
It'll head toward Cuba. Their career.
Yeah, anything else. So I thought that was
That's not good karma, Jay.
You sound like my wife. She said, as long as you wish ill on others,
You're right.
it'll happen
it's true.
to you.
And I wish ill on other people too, but it's not.
That's
right.
bullshit. Total bullshit.
Karma. I do believe. You don't believe in karma?
Here's one. Yesterday, it was the most gorgeous day in California. you could imagine. The weather was absolutely perfect. I'm out with a bunch of guys. We're playing golf, and there's every form of illegal liquid, powder, herb imaginable. Every form of and we are...
Now, that's 18 holes, my friend.
It's unbelievable. And we're betting, and I'm playing great and everything else. And so after it's over...
I'll bet you $20 your nose bleeds by the 8th hole.
Oh, we did all of that. We all of that.
Jay Thomas, you're
No,
a
we
father.
do all of that.
Come on.
No, we do all of that.
You
Oh, yeah.
can't do
He's
that.
a
I bet you
father of
can't.
partying.
I bet you can't get to the next the next tee box without hitting a bump. We do all of that stuff,
Oh my
that kind of a shit.
God, I'm
Yeah.
so
Great.
disappointed in you.
And then you go
Great.
behind a tree and you put the screen, the on a golf cart. You can put the windshield down.
Yeah.
So you push it up, and so we turned the cart, and all they bitch about is, try and park it where there's no fucking wind. We can't light anything, asshole. So we all have big, giant, styrofoam cups full with, whiskey and whatever
cough
we've got.
syrup.
Right? All of it. So we're all doing that. And so at the end of it, the sun is setting over the ocean, and we're looking out. And I said, I want to say something, but you're not supposed to say this. And the guy said, I'm thinking the same thing. You're not supposed to say how fucking great it is and how great life is because something bad will happen after you say it. That's how everybody feels. And I said, well, I'm going to say it. Fucking life is great. Of course, I'm loaded, completely fucking loaded.
And life is great when you went at that point in time.
And I feel the same way.
And now you're going to get arrested for talking about white powder on the air.
I didn't say white powder. I didn't say white powder. I said every liquid,
I did.
powder, or herb. You could have been Metamucil. Who knows what I was talking about?
They could have swung by a health store or something.
Right.
You
right,
never
right.
know. You
All
never know.
Anyway, I see that the ultimate fighting champion, Evan Tanner, is dead.
Yeah, he died.
And I'm looking at these Ultimate Fighter guys, much like you look at the pit bulls
Yeah.
and all of that. These people, after their career is over, are as useless as dogs that fight. These
I
dogs
don't necessarily agree with that because I'll tell you why. The sport itself is becoming so much more mainstream every day that a lot of these guys, when they're done fighting, they end up opening schools and they end up training and kind of giving back to the sport and training newer guys. And,
you give back to a sport where you beat a guy on the ground and kick him in the balls.
You got to
give
admit,
back
Julie,
to
it's
that
so.
sport.
I watched Ultimate Fighting with you once, and then I watched it last week, and I watched every single fight. It's foul. It's so violent. I hate it.
It's not as violent as, believe it or not, boxing.
And it's so homoerotic.
Julie, don't.
Believe it or not,
the way that they're
boxing-
lying on top of each other
That's
is
right.
so
Homoerotic. You're right.
So
You're right.
gay.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, listen, that's
Julie.
if
And then
you...
they pin each other to the fence, and they're just holding each other like in a loving embrace.
Well, you watch it the whole different way
Yeah,
than we
I
watch
know.
it.
What
Madison. I don't. Hey,
He's
Garrett,
got a
have you ever watched
vibrator
it?
going during the whole
But
thing.
I
You said,
did.
boy,
You know,
that's
I
quite
had-
an embrace.
I had money on the black guy, and he won.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
listen.
So go ahead, Julie.
I also had money on the deaf guy.
You think boxing is more dangerous, more violent? I think it's total bullshit.
Statistically, you look at how many deaths there've been in boxing, and every year there's at least maybe 2 to 3 deaths in boxing.
Really?
That's bullshit.
Absolutely. You know why,
That's
Jay?
total bullshit.
Because the guys get repetitive punches to the head after they've gotten a concussion. In UFC, a guy gets knocked out. That Chuck Liddell got knocked out with one punch.
And he was
Did
done.
he get hit after that when he hit the ground?
I was sad. I
Fight
was,
was
like,
over.
scared for
Fight
him.
was over.
I know.
And they don't take as much punishment.
They get on the ground and beat the shit out of them,
No,
just
they
like every
hold
scumbag
each
does in a
other.
barroom fight. It's a barroom
Not
fight
at all. Not
on
at all.
canvas.
Not
That's
at all.
all it is. And kicking and pinching.
There's so
I'm surprised
much more
4 of the guys
pinching.
don't come in.
There's so much more technical stuff. There's a
No,
guy.
it's very
when
technical.
this
There's
first
pinching.
started.
Are you kidding? There's pinching.
Is there
this,
pinching?
When this,
Yeah.
oh yeah, and
whatever.
purple nurples. They give pink bellies too.
You know
There's
what,
a guy.
Julie? I don't want to hear facts today.
There was a guy, 150
He's so excited.
pounds. 150 pounds. Yeah, sorry I didn't jump in the global warming conversation. But listen, there was a guy, 150 pounds, who beat guys 3 times his weight without throwing a punch. This guy would just choke people out, pressure points, arm locks.
Don't you have a weight class in Ultimate Fighting?
When it first started, they had no weight class.
No,
they
they
had
will show.
They had
So I would have fought you.
guy.
You and I outweigh you by like 30 pounds.
One of the most memorable fights I remember was a sumo wrestler versus a kickboxer, and the sumo wrestler at one point got kicked in the face, and you see his tooth flying out of his mouth.
You can kick in the face and
Oh, sure, but you know what? You can't pinch.
As long as they're both standing, you can kick to the head.
And you
So
can't, but
Evan-
you cannot kick in the balls.
Let me go back to this dead guy. All right?
Evan Tanner was a weird dude. He went to rehab a couple of times. He was not all there, and
You think?
Really?
he was a good fighter. But he was like, and he wrote in his blog, I guess, that he was
Really?
going out to the desert. With just enough supplies that if something would happen, he's not coming back. And guess who was right on the fucking money?
He drove out to the desert and just starved to death or something, or
I guess
didn't have any water and you know, I mean he even died like a nut. You know, it's like if you want to beat the piss out of somebody and be gouged and bitten and pinched and have your mouth pulled and everything else, the way you want to die is, you know, most people want to get it over with as quickly as possible. He went out and kept, what did you say, Garrett? He kept driving until he ran out of fuel and...
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, what Shuley said, you know.
Yeah.
And
If one
you know
bad
what,
thing
Garrett? I don't
happens-
need you just to go what Shuley said.
He said,
This
You
isn't,
know.
we're not in the ninth grade anymore, you know, where the guy answers, you know, what Ed said. What Ed said.
with what Bobby said.
Yeah. So.
Meanwhile, your show, I get more hate mail from doing your show
Oh, no.
than any other thing I do on Sirius. I get this email from a guy from Texas.
Why do you even look, Shuli?
Because those are fascinating to
The
me.
morning show or the afternoon
This
show?
one was the afternoon show. We were talking about politics.
People do hate you in the afternoon.
Yeah, and it's something about later in the day.
Why don't
I
you
don't
share
As the
these
day
emails
goes
with us,
on,
Jay?
as the
Share
day
these
goes
emails
on.
with us. We want to know.
The hatred grows for you as the day goes on.
And
You're
they hate
correct.
me too, right?
So this
Oh,
guy,
God forbid they can't stand you.
this guy thinks this
And I
guy.
pray that when I look at the screen, I just pray it never comes my way. I chant and hope the hatred
You like
just stays.
the fact that they hate us, Shuli and I?
Hey, it's
I
a
don't want them to
reaction.
hate me. It's better than hating my ass.
But it reflects on you because you chose us.
Fuck who? I didn't
didn't
choose
care
you. I
about
tell
that.
people you were forced upon me.
Yeah, management.
Management did it.
So this guy is under the assumption that I hate this country, and that and the other day we were talking about, you know, the big presidential election, and my thought was that, you know, it's useless really to me. I don't buy into either one of the bullshit artists.
You don't vote and all that.
And I'm just
you
not
don't
into
vote?
it. I'm just not into it. I don't
Not
buy
into
it.
it. Not into the America, the country that saved
this
him
guy
from the
writes me an email.
Palestinians.
Yeah, they came and swiped me up. So this guy sends me an email. He goes, you fucking moron. How dare you say this about this country? Why don't you go back to Israel? Spelled wrong.
Nice.
Yeah, so I wrote him back and I go, how am I the moron when you don't even know how to spell Israel correctly? And, you know, the one beautiful thing about this country is that we have the ability and the right to say what we want, when we want, wherever we want. And I sent it back to him, a very adult response. And he called my mother a twat, and that was the last email I got from
Do
him.
we have the Israeli national anthem? Is
Calls
there
your
such a
mother a
thing?
twat?
Is it Hava Nagila?
It's
What is the-
Hatikva. Hatikva.
Oh, Hatikva.
Here's an email that I get. I get the you know, it's funny. They open up with something, and then it moves to another thing. This is from Chuck Shipman, right? I get the last name, too. Not
But Jay,
just,
can I just ask you, if there
Sure.
are people, when you were going through, you know, your career that I'm sure you didn't like and that you weren't a big fan of, did you ever sit down and write them a letter to tell them how much you hate them? Or
no.
Right? This is
No.
what I don't understand.
But
If
I
people-
chanted that they would
And that's
die.
fine. That's
It would be
fine.
hurt.
Like, I'm not a fan of Dane
Is
Cook.
this the Israeli national
You don't write
anthem? Let me hear it. And God said,
This is George
"You
Lucas
will be
version.
the chosen people, and you will have large noses and large ears,
Oh, stop it.
and you'll walk into the desert." When's the last time you saw a Jew walk in the desert very long?
Hold on, I got to stand up. Kadima!
Oh,
You know, this
pretty.
is sad.
Be
This-
quiet. It's pretty.
It really is sad, isn't it?
It's a beautiful song. Boy, the hate mail's going to quadruple today.
I'm gonna
You know,
weep
the
right
United
now.
States, you know, the national anthem, we discussed this a few weeks ago. It was a German drinking song, the tune. And then they just put the poem. What are they saying,
Shuli and I are
Shuli?
having a moment where we...
What are they saying, Shuli? What are they saying?
Don't trust anyone other than Jews.
The
Then
hope
Jews.
of 2,000 years.
Aw.
Right.
Garrett, translate.
To be a free nation in our own land.
That's right.
Jesus.
That's
When are you
right.
going to give that
Bunch
up?
of whiners.
The
We're gonna
land
give that
of
one up.
Zion and Jerusalem.
Yes.
You know, I actually, here's an email I get. You ready? This is the email I get from Chuck Shipman. Dear Jay, I hate Shuley and I hate Madison, and I have a T-shirt idea for you. That's how he does it. This T-shirt can only be sold in XX or larger, and it says on it, I call it flavor. I don't know what that means, but that's the every email I get says, this is from Melanie. I hate Shuley and Madison. I have a T-shirt idea.
You sounded hot, too.
You know, I used to get a lot of hate mail on Alt Nation, but it's calmed down. One group of girls called and left a message, and they said, why don't you kill yourself?
Wow.
So I had the sound effect of a gun, and I shot myself, and it was a real good bit. And then they called back, and they said, why don't you get ass cancer?
Oh, Jesus.
What sound you play for that?
I don't know.
Is that from
Hey, it's
smoking?
the Jay Thomas Show at Howard 101 with Shuley and Madison, the two great people. I have warned two wonderful people. I have warned gays not to marry. We've warned them, and they're trying to get married. They want it to be legal, and you want to have the rights and the whole deal. And first of all, there's not a married person listening that doesn't know that sex between a married couple goes down, exponentially with the years that you stay together, right? And all kind of crazy shit happens, and they're all rushing to get married and everything else. And so here's the other thing that I'd forgotten about. When a gay couple has children, and they're both the parent of the children, and it's legal, most of the time, this is male on male or woman on woman, one of them kind of owned the kid on their own. Did you know this? And the other one, was like in the house, but didn't own the child.
What do you mean? This is when they adopt?
Yeah, and I don't call it adopting. I call it owning a child. People that want to buy a kid, people that want to have a child from somebody else, and then pay for all the shit.
I like owning, too, because you can return it if you don't like it.
A gay dad from Chelsea in New York has spirited his toddler away to Israel from his estranged husband. And they both share custody because they got this legal union thing.
It's time to go back to the Holy Land.
That's right. Eric, 38, stole the kid, took the kid away. He faces, jail and everything else. He says he'll never come back.
You can't catch me.
Joshua, his boyfriend, very upset. And the little boy's name is Jedediah. That's the little boy's name.
So upset you took Jedediah.
And the reason why they took him away is he was getting his ass kicked at school because his name was Jedediah.
No shit.
Isn't that unbelievable? So the same horrifying things are happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know what? You should never have done it. You have opened up a door that you can't close. And it's okay if you want to get married and everything else. And now the divorce rate already, how many months? How long has Massachusetts had the legal marriage between male and male and woman and woman? How long have they had it? Like 2 years or something like that?
2 to 3 years, I think.
The divorce rate has gone up 40% in Massachusetts
already.
What is
it now, 80%?
No. What it means is it's like it's because now they're breaking up.
Well,
they're all, how you get all excited and you marry your girlfriend or whatever. Yeah. Then you're not so excited later. It's happened. And yet you could date the girl for 10, 15 years. As soon as you get married, you break up.
That? What is
I haven't
that?
the faintest idea. It's because it's not dangerous anymore. That's why.
And the other thing is, the divorce sucks no matter what. But when it's a same-sex marriage and your husband/wife wears the same size clothes as you do,
that's right.
Then what the fuck you walking out with that?
You know what they fight over? The razor. The razor, shit like that. The Olsen twins live together in the village, and they make so much noise, and they act such like skanks all the time. They're so loud. They live together, and they want them out of the neighborhood. But listen to this neighborhood, guys. Sarah Jessica Parker, Liv Tyler, Giselle Bundchen, and Julianne Moore all live in the same neighborhood. It's Now, you mean to tell me in one neighborhood, all of those famous people live on 13th Street in Chelsea?
It's called the $1 million snatch block.
And they're all walking around?
Now people are going to be walking around 13th Street looking for them.
I can't believe the Olsen twins live together and are billionaires and
How are they not sick of each other yet?
I haven't the faintest fucking idea.
Because they have the same thought.
I'm surprised one of them isn't going, I'm fucking going to Israel. Screw you. See you in hell.
It's unbelievable.
See you in hell, bitch, and the kibbutz.
Coming up in a few minutes, we will have women on from a lingerie football league that want to talk to us. And then before the show is over, Shuley and Madison will join another professional women's league. It's a professional pillow fighting league, and the battle will be live on the radio. We don't stream video on the Jay Thomas Show at Howard 101. People have asked me about it. I have no interest in you seeing visually anything that's happening here. They offered it to me. No, they offered it to me. They said, would you like to have streaming video? No.
Shuli, are you going to take your glasses off?
Yeah, I'll take my glasses off. This is going to be a little different because I was in the Pillow Biters League a few years ago, but not pillow fighting.
Well, it's a real league. We're going to talk lingerie football first because the lingerie bowl is coming very soon. And these women are not these kind of big gals that you see sometimes on, there's real football leagues where the kind of big gals are there. And then the pillow fight league, Killer B, Carmen Monoxide, Ursula Anvil are coming in, along with a PFL Pillow Fighting League official, Dan Lavransky.
Wait, who else is on our team then? That's 3 against 2.
That's fine.
Well, no, Killer B, Carmen Monoxide, and Lena. That's 4 of them, actually.
Oh, then.
Is Ira going to be in time for the pillow fight?
No. It'll kill him.
By the way, you have official pillows that they bring. You can't just bring one from home. So they have official pillows. So those are just, that's just the tip of the entertainment iceberg.
Master, just distract the ref while I load it with quarters.
There you go. I tell you what, we will talk to you at 888-783-7610 when we come back on the Jay Thomas Show with Madison and Shuley, and I'm just glad you hate them more than you hate me at Howard 101.
It's the Jay Thomas Show. Call 888-STERN-101. The Jay Thomas Show on Howard 101.
Yeah. We at war. We at war with terrorism, racism, but most of all, we at war with ourselves. God, show me the way because the devil's trying to break me down.
That's Kanye West,
Apparently he's at war with photographers, too.
He beat the shit out of a still photographer, took his camera and smashed it, and he was in a gray hooded sweatshirt, no shit. And his bodyguard manager was in a red hooded sweatshirt. They grabbed the camera away from the photographer, and they smashed it. Kanye, listen to this one. He grabbed the lighting component. It was like a bulb or something.
Can't film what you can't see, Jay.
That's right. And so then the manager smashed the camera, and then Kanye did the same with the lighting component. When I get off a plane, I'm usually like in a nice mood. He gets off the plane, been flying across country, and he beats the cold shit out of the guy. They both went to jail and had to put up $20,000. And this guy is suing them, and this is felony vandalism for Kanye West. And I guess this sells another
immediately. He'll get
another million CDs. But I will tell you that when I did that little movie there with Lindsay Lohan, these. This is really funny, though. If you watch the video of it and you see them spin the guy around, that's kind of funny. They spin the guy around a couple of times.
But it's not like you're a mechanic. You're getting off a plane and people are throwing cameras in your face. This is the lifestyle that you're in.
But I can imagine it would get quite frustrating.
Sure, it's frustrating, but you can't get physical with these people.
They do, though. A lot of them do.
Well, here's the other thing. Without the pictures of these people, they're not famous.
Right.
And that's the problem. So
one hand is washing
yeah, but when
the
they're
other.
in your face, when they're totally in your face, I mean, I see
that's how
both
you get a
sides,
good
but,
picture.
like, Angelina Jolie's got all those kids. The photographers need to back off just a little bit.
No, they don't.
Because there's little kids involved, though. There's little babies.
I'm praying for people to be taking snapshots of me when I get off the plane. Nothing fucking happens, right?
Yeah, but Jay,
I get off the plane, no one gives a shit.
When you have a little baby and you're in a car, that's really dangerous.
I would hold my children up to the camera.
And
No,
don't-
you wouldn't.
You know what?
Yes, I would. Take a
Don't-
picture of the kid.
And don't go anywhere with your kid. Just
No,
stay
the
home.
thing is that they don't want to stop it because on one level, when these pictures get in the newspaper, and of course for Kanye West, this does sell more of his CDs or whatever it is, when your picture gets in the newspaper, and I'm going to tell you this about the Lindsay Lohan movie. That movie, Labor Pains, there were 1,500 photographs within an hour of us beginning to shoot the movie. So all these guys were out there taking shots. And then I got back to the trailer and went online, and there were 1,500 shots of her. And those shots, really good ones, by the way, ended up in all the newspapers the next day promoting and saying the name of the movie and the whole thing. So her manager would walk out and deal with the paparazzi and kind of make a deal with them when they could take a picture of her, and even though she was smoking a cigarette and holding hands with the girlfriend and all that kind of stuff. And the manager was going, I want the pictures, right? I just don't want you to bother her like within 100 feet or some shit like that. But that's the thing. Kanye knew what he was doing. What's 20 grand
it's
to
good
him?
Publicity, yeah.
Absolutely. Judy is it Kicklighter? Is that your name? Julie. I'm sorry, Julie. I'm Julie. Let me. I'm apologizing.
Most people mutilate my last name, but that's okay.
No. I didn't mean to mutilate anything.
Jay will mutilate both.
No. Julie Kicklighter. Go to lingerieBowl.com. And you're a stand-up comedian and a cheerleader for the Miami Dolphins?
I did, yes. I cheered for them in 2005 when Nick Saban was our coach.
Hey-oh!
Oh, sorry.
Now, Shuli is here and Madison is here.
Hello.
And right off the bat, no one can imagine a beautiful woman like you, 5'4", 105-pound safety. What team do you play for in the Lingerie League?
I play for the Tampa Breeze. We are the newest expansion team, and we are in Super Bowl City, so we have a lot of expectations on us this year.
Were you always with Tampa? Because I thought were you traded from the New Orleans Nipples to... All right, we'll get into that later.
You see what I mean? Right off the bat, it's all about sex, isn't it, Julie?
It is. People, but that's the expectation. When you say lingerie football, the first thing you think of is lingerie. It's not the football.
That's right. So now there have been female leagues before, and you know what? You're not a cutting edge comic when you say sorry.
I'm kidding. I wasn't sorry.
Yeah, I'm sure she has.
It's a lingerie bowl. There's going to be a lot more sex jokes. Buckle
now.
up.
I have seen these women in the tackle leagues, and they have the regular size linemen, big women linemen, and kind of tough running backs and all that. The lingerie league, that when I went on, if you go online right now to lingerieBowl.com, you're in gorgeous outfits, and all the women seem to have beautiful bodies, and they're kind of small. It's an unusual league. It's like a speed league. Is that why you're? There's no like big line women. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I always say that the founder and creator, Mitch Morteza, is kind of like the love child.
Wait a minute. Mitch Morteza.
Mitch Morteza.
Why do these guys that start these leagues have that kind of strip club bouncer owner name?
That's where they probably
Mitch Morteza? Yeah.
Mitch Morteza.
He's like the love child of Roger Goodell and Hugh Hefner, I think. He's
Mitch Morteza.
Yes, Mitch Morteza, and he's a super cool guy, and he's brilliant. Who wouldn't want to see a bunch of girls running around playing football? It's tough. It's tackle football. We have pads and helmets and the whole nine, so it's going to be tough. And
but aren't your stomachs showing? And you have helmets and pads, but your stomachs are showing, and then you have the little hot pants on, right?
This is true, and the pads conveniently stop right before the bus line. I can't quite figure out why that is, but it must be a safety thing.
Let me ask you.
The pads stop right before they cover any of the breasts.
Do you wear slippers with a little kitten heel or a sneaker?
We wear sneakers, thanks.
How about the socks with the little ball on the back?
Oh,
How about that? That's hot.
Yeah, sure.
Let me ask you this.
But that's a good idea. The kitten heel's a good idea. Maybe
Thank
I'll
you.
put feathers or...
What about a sneaker heel? A sneaker heel.
Julie has
a sneaker
heard
heel.
everything. She's a stand-up comedian. She's heard everything. I don't think either one of you is going to throw Julie.
We're not trying to throw her.
I
was just asking her. No, I want to know if she could probably wear a sneaker heel. Those were big in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we break an ankle. But that's an idea.
She wears football shoes.
Okay.
I want to ask a medical question, actually. Do you... You're all right, Jay?
I swear to God, out of all the questions you were going to ask, I didn't think the word medical was going to come out, but go ahead.
It's a medical question. Do the girls play when they're on their period?
Good question.
God.
You are funny. Listen,
they're horrible.
We're a lot tougher than you guys, so we play no matter what.
Are there a lot more penalties when the chicks are playing on their period? Are they playing dirtier?
Can I tell you what they do when the women are on their period? They move them to the defensive line. That's what happens.
There you go. And I'm one of the sassiest and meanest. I might be small, but I grew up in South Georgia, so I've been playing football my whole life. So
now you really know how to play football, or it's just a bunch of silly women giggling and screaming and looking half naked, so that the women, so that this guy Mitch Mortaza can make money off of the buxom beauties.
Do it.
Yeah,
it's hardcore. I just spent 2 hours with several former NFL players.
We don't want to hear about the group sex that you were having in a sleazy motel room. Why would you spend hours with NFL people? What were you doing with them?
Oh, we were learning how the running plays. We were running the slant. We did a lot of tackling drills.
Oh, I bet you ran the slant all right.
Come on. Now, wait a minute. Julie Kicklighter is here, and she's not here for this kind of abuse. She's here to talk to us about a brand new league.
But she's got a good sense of humor. She's
the LingerieBowl.com. A 5'4", 105-pound, 29-year-old rookie with the Tampa Breeze. Where can people see you live this weekend? Where will you be playing?
Well, this weekend we actually have our kickoff party at the Hard Rock. Floyd's is the name of the club, and it will be the first time the whole team will be seen in full uniform.
In Tampa?
In Tampa, Florida. That's
now, when's that going to happen? What time?
Our kickoff party starts at 10 o'clock.
10 p.m.
10 p.m. and it runs.
Isn't that a little late for the athletes to be up? Isn't it normally, that they get to bed early and, no drinking and smoking?
Well, the game starts at midnight.
The games won't begin until Super Bowl week. So right now we're just getting ready for practice. And
you're just going to practice. Oh, so you're going to just practice and then you all start Super Bowl week and you play like just 1 week of football or a day or?
Well, we'll have some scrimmages before, but we have East versus East and West versus West. So it is Tampa versus Miami.
But when
if Miami's anything like the Dolphins, we'll just kick their butts all over.
I know. Are you going to be? Is there going to be beside the Hard Rock at 10 o'clock? Is it tonight or this? Tomorrow?
Oh yeah, it's tonight. It's Friday
in Tampa.
Tonight. That's right.
Tonight. So if you're in the Tampa area, go over to the Hard Rock. And is there more than one Hard Rock in Tampa? Just one Hard Rock?
Yes, you have one Hard Rock, and then you have Floyd's is the name of the club at the Hard Rock.
And you'll all be there in your uniforms at 10 o'clock
We'll be
tonight.
there at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
That's right.
And when's the scrimmage? I'd like to know when there's a scrimmage.
Well, we haven't set up all the scrimmages yet, but on Saturday, the day before Super Bowl Sunday, we have East versus East, like I said, which will be taking on Miami, and L.A. will be taking on Phoenix, which is the West versus West. That will be 2 Saturday evening games, and the winner of those 2 games will play in the Lingerie Bowl on Super Bowl Sunday during halftime.
So the LA Moose Knuckles are playing the Phoenix Camel Toes?
Wait a second. On national TV, they're going to have you playing on the Super Bowl?
Well, it's a pay-per-view event.
Yeah, you order it for the halftime of the Super Bowl, right, or something?
That's right.
Yeah.
I think
Wow.
Janet Jackson kind of gave us a lot of press because now people are tuning in to the Lingerie Bowl more than ever since...
Janet Jackson caused all this?
Well, her tit,
Yes,
really,
I'm
not
sure
her.
That little middle-aged woman's brown nipple that you saw for 1 second caused all of this?
Chrome, with the chrome-plated whatever that was.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, here's how perverted guys are. I was across the room by about, I don't know, maybe 30 feet, and I look over, and it's a fucking 20-inch TV, and I go, was that her tit? Did she just show her nipple?
Wow.
Like a sniper.
My wife went to the internet to see it again. Yeah. And I'm thinking, why? What are we doing? What are we doing? It's a second of a nipple. It's Jesus, it looked like a Hershey's Kiss, for Christ's sake.
It didn't even look, it was like covered.
There was like some star. It was like some ninja star.
Yeah, it was like a little ninja
star on her tit.
So go to lingeриebowl.com. Go to the Hard Rock tomorrow night.
I watched it last year. It's physical. One girl got thrown out for roughing the muff. Did you see that, Garrett?
Julie, when you do stand-up comedy, and it says here that you perform with Gilbert Godfrey, Rodney Carrington, Colin Quinn, and you get up. What sort of response do you get? Would you consider yourself a good stand-up comedian?
How long have you been doing it?
Well, I was doing it several years ago. I did a lot with the Miami Dolphins. I went overseas and performed for the military, which that was probably the most.
Did anyone listen to your jokes, or they just?
They do. I mean, it takes them a while. Sometimes, I think they don't think I'm serious until I get going. But once I get going, they realize, oh, okay, she's got a sense of humor. She's pretty funny. So it goes well. The girls have a hard time. For some reason, the girls really. They either warm up to me right away or they sit with their arms crossed the whole time.
Well, they're jealous. Now, Madison, if you went in a comedy club and Julie, gorgeous Julie, who has a body like you've always wanted, all the things you want out of one.
Thank you so much.
She's blonde. She's a wasp.
Yeah.
She's, loved, beloved. She begins telling jokes. Would you be jealous of her?
I would wish harm on her.
You would wish.
No. I'm just very sweet. You're very sweet.
Now let me go over some other things.
But if you join Miami's team and we'll go at it.
But
wait
if
a minute
you weren't funny, I would kind of feel good. But at the same time, I'd feel bad if you were bombing.
Well, because with stand-up, there has to be some pain there for the comic. There has to be some.
You've had no pain in your life.
I mean, you see a girl like Julie, and
she said no pain, no misery.
I don't know about no pain, but not as much.
Well, you're from Georgia, which means
she's never been dumped. Her life has been a cakewalk.
Well, wait a second. You're from Georgia, which means your first sexual experience was with a relative. I know that. And that
I like
causes
to call him
pain.
my cuz-band.
That's exactly your cuz-band.
That's what I used to call my boyfriend, who was my cousin, who I thought was going to be my husband. He was my
too
husband.
Late now. Julie has been saying it.
Julie.
We're bonding.
Now, wait 1 second.
Wait, how long have you been saying it?
I've been saying it probably about a year or two.
Okay, I've been saying it, husband, for 3 years.
All right, make it 3.5 years. You wrestled, and it says here, you wrestled an alligator.
I did.
Where was that?
That was in Florida, actually, at the Miccosukee Indian tribe, the reservation.
Yeah. What'd the alligator do to piss you off?
You went to the Miccosukee Indian tribe reservation, and did you dive in on top of the alligator? How did that work?
Well, I did get in the water. We got in the water with the younger ones are real feisty, so yeah, I got in with the younger ones, but they were too feisty. They wouldn't let me wrestle with those, so I had an older one, but I did what you call a bulldog, where you get on its back and you put its snout up under your chin, and you
slower, Julie, slower.
Yeah, dim the lights, Garrett.
You put its snout where now?
Under my chin.
Hey, Julie, here's a quick question.
You just pull its neck back, and then you let go, and it's pretty scary.
If I met you tomorrow night in Tampa, would you do that to me? Would you let me put my snout under your chin and you pull my neck back and then let me go?
You know what? It would be an experience like you've never had before.
Oh. Right. Go ahead, Julie. Go ahead.
Just a quick question, Jules.
Jules.
Jewel, we're like comfy now, aren't we?
No, you're in the club now. You're in the club.
Why would you wrestle an alligator? I didn't get that part of the story. Why are you wrestling alligators? You're a beautiful woman. You don't need to.
No, I had an alligator when I was younger. He had 3 legs. His name was Wally. So, that's
you had a 3-legged alligator named Wally.
Maybe she has had pain. Maybe I'm changing my mind about her.
Here we go. I'm from South Georgia. What can you expect?
And let me tell you, your stats that I'm looking at, 5'4", 105 pounds, you're no rookie, my dear. Thank you.
You're teeny.
So you wrestled, and it says you also were a burlesque dancer for a time.
Now we're talking.
I was the MC of the show. Yeah, it was.
I see.
The group was kind of like the Pussycat Dolls. They were called the Knockouts, and they were in Miami. And
we're the Knockouts.
Well, listen. Good luck with everything. What do people call you? Kick? You have like a nickname?
Most people call me Kick. Kick Not So Hard.
Kick Not So Hard. Julie Kicklighter, lingeриebowl.com. Now, you have a boyfriend or you have a girlfriend?
What do you think?
Well, because...
I have neither. So when all these guys come out, it'll be nice to see. I like to keep myself. my options open.
When's the last time you had a little? Excuse me.
When's the last time somebody put their snout under your
when's
chin?
When's the last time you wrestled the dude?
Don't answer it, Kick. Don't answer it.
I'm too smart for that.
All right. Go to lingerieBowl.com. If you're in the Tampa area, the Hard Rock, 10 o'clock tomorrow night, all the women from the Tampa Breeze will be there in the lingerie and the shoulder pads and the helmets, and you'll be meeting and greeting all the guys at the Hard Rock there, right?
Yeah, we'll be meeting and greeting the women too. We have
sure, absolutely. I was going to say that.
Oh yeah, how many of your female fans are tow truck drivers and security guards?
No, they're probably hot.
All right,
they have
Julie.
A tattoo of mom on their arm.
Yeah,
yes.
you ran that route wrong,
We will. Julie, are you ever in New York City? Do you ever come to the big city?
Oh yeah, I used to live in the Hamptons actually.
Wow,
never
Is that
mind.
when you had
No
like
pain.
you had a rich boyfriend?
Really.
No, I used to work for Jimmy Buffett.
Oh no, yeah, she has pain.
Oh,
she has pain.
I used to play touch football with Jimmy Buffett in Nashville.
So
We're in a
about
league.
you, isn't it?
We're in a league together. Do you still talk to Jimmy Buffett?
Let's see, it's been a few years. I used to actually live with his family. I was his wife's assistant, so it was quite an interesting world in Margaritaville. So y'all used to play touch football.
You lived with Jimmy Buffett's family. Did it turn out okay, or was there some sort of a problem? When
Watch it, Jay. He has a channel here.
No, it was good. I left on good terms. It was.
Well, he has a fabulous channel here, and I was just apprised of that a few moments ago, and certainly my question was meant to help you and me and Jesus Christ our Lord and Savior. Well, listen, thank you, Julie Kicklighter. Thank you very much. What's that again?
You
What's
used to play touch football with him, for real.
Yeah, no, we used to play there in Nashville. I was a disc jockey, and he was like nobody. And there was a guy named Jim Weatherly who had played at Ole Miss. He ended up being like a songwriter, and we all played football like I don't know, like a flag or touch or whatever on the weekends forever. And I remember one day somebody showed him a picture of me. A friend of mine said, "Hey, do you know this guy?" And they thought like the actor guy. And he went, "Yeah, I used to play touch football with him." Had no idea that it ever, amounted to anything. But if you ever see him again, remind him that he played with Jay Thomas.
Absolutely. You used to play in the WFL too, didn't you?
Yes, long time ago. That's
in
right.
North Carolina. How was that?
Well, maybe we could talk about it sometime.
What's the WFL?
The World Football League.
You played in that?
Sure I did. Maybe we could talk about it sometime.
Liar.
Oh, okay.
No,
I did.
You did.
I did.
He was quarterback.
I was.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, QB. I didn't know that.
Let me tell you something. The arm, still a cannon. Still a cannon.
You know what? I was kind of a Doug Flutie kind of a guy. I'm that size guy, and I ran around a lot and stuff. I was not the starter. I was,
still made All-American, though.
I made everything. I did all that. But when I got to that league, even though it wasn't the big league, it was still very difficult. And I tell you what my job was. I held for the place kicks. I was always a great holder.
Let me tell you something. That's not easy.
You could put the snout of an alligator under your.
Did you hear her? She goes,
yes.
Oh.
I was always considered a good holder, So.
Wait, was that obvious? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know something? Here's a good one. Do you take a direct? Is there a direct snap from the center, or do you play like a spread, a shotgun, a spread offense?
No, you take a snap. Well, you take a snap from the center, but you don't have to snap between the legs. You can actually turn and hand the ball off. We've got some modified rules. We play.
Wait a second.
Not only should you be allowed to, not only should it be mandatory that you take the snap from between your legs, but there should be a camera on your head giving us that angle of the snap.
Yes.
That's a great idea. I'm sure
Julie,
you
need a crotch cam.
Crotch cam.
You need a crotch cam. But you really need the woman to. There's nothing sexier than a woman snapping a football. I'm telling you right now. Like you get into a room with it's spring break. You get a bunch of friends in the room. You've
some
drunk
shorts or something,
and you go, hey, you know what? Why don't we play? Move the bed out of the way. Why don't we? And the woman that plays center, all the guys whoop and holler. I mean, that's what it's about. You've got to tell them not to do that thing where you snap it sideways.
And then sometimes you play and they get a little too rough, and you got to chloroform. I mean, what? Sorry.
Chloro what?
Nothing. I don't know.
Julie, Kicklighter, good luck. We'll talk to you Super Bowl week again tomorrow night. Go to Tampa and go to the Hard Rock and meet all the women of the Lingerie League. Okay?
That's right. And check out lingeriebowl.com to keep updated for our schedule and how to get tickets.
And,
good luck.
And Kick, if you want sit down and maybe work on some material sometime, we can brainstorm and jam. Not a problem.
If you want to have your first lesbian experience, call me.
There you go.
I just thought I'd add something.
We've gone, as they say in radio, we've gone around the horn. Thank you very much. It's the Jay Thomas Show at Sirius.
If you want a really disappointing experience, call me.
We're on Howard 101.
It's the Jay Thomas Show.
Call 888-STERN-101.
The Jay Thomas Show.
On Howard 101.
Hi, Jay Thomas here. Shirley Madison back in New York. All right. I'm in California at our palatial studios right on the ocean for Sirius Satellite. Sean Kelly and Garrett Andrich run the show, and Art Sears and Ashley Bushy bring the guest on.
Is her name Andrea?
Yeah, it's
Andrea. Yeah. JayThomas.com, JayThomasShow.com. We have the newest and most exciting T-shirt. We have a picture of Sarah Palin and V-Pilf. V-Pilf. We also have drilled in Alaska.
Yeah.
See? These are the jokes. Obama Nation, Obama the Commie we have, and we also have John McCain, Get Off My Lawns. We also have another one here. Lawns. He has a lot of houses.
Many homes.
And then we have one for Sarah Palin, Get Off My Daughters. We have that one. So we have whatever you want. And also bedroom golf. I've added a little thing that I've put out there, bedroom golf. You can read that. And you'll see all of the like the woman that just came on from the Lingerie Bowl. You will see her link thing. Before we move to the phones, let me say that I was born in Texas, raised in New Orleans, and didn't leave the South until I was almost 30 years old. And I stayed down there and stuff. And I really always thought, that I did marry a couple of Southern women. But the thing is that when you hear a Southern woman like this who's still attractive, and she says she's 29, which means she's 35.
And she sounded like she was into you.
And she's very nice, very nice. And she's athletic, and she was raised in South Georgia. She kept saying it, which means she's used to football, guys that leave early in the morning with hunting outfits on, who chew tobacco, who smell like, wild turkey most of the time.
And deer piss.
And you get home, and I have friends that are married to these women, and they were raised around guys like this. And even though maybe they've, had their
and
wild...
they wait on them hand and foot, right?
Once they settle down with a guy and they will watch football, they will make the fucking food for all the guys that come over. You can get a pot belly. You can wear like a shitty hat all the fucking time. And I say this to my buddies who are going, I can't meet anybody in New York or LA or whatever. Go down south. Find a woman in her early 30s who's been raised in the South, who's attractive, and the best fucking wife you'll ever have in your life.
That might be the best advice you've ever given on this.
It's unbelievable. And they were raised by a woman, usually, who did the same thing.
Right.
And put up with, that's just the way Daddy is. That's just the way Daddy is. And Daddy comes home, and you take Daddy's clothes off when he's drunk, and you put him in bed, and wake up in the morning. My mother did this. Everything was about my dad and the thing and and I'm just telling you now, for those of you, and they go, not Florida, not Miami and all of that, because
right.
That's been infiltrated by Northerners.
That's tainted.
You want Alabama, Georgia, you want Mississippi, you want Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma. There's no doubt. Other areas have wonderful women too, but in my estimation, if you like football, if you have body odor, there are women that are going to just stay with you there, and it's down south. That's the advice I wanted to say.
Jay,
yeah, what is it?
Your wife's from New Jersey.
Well, I made a big mistake.
Listen, not every day is Christmas,
I made a huge fucking mistake. Okay.
What do you want the guy to do? It's too late now.
Yeah. What am I going to say?
It's not. He's
could
get someone from the South.
I've already had two of those, and they were great. By the way, they were great. I was bad. They were great. And then a really great girlfriend I had right when I had the Mrs. J. Thomas sweepstakes, right before I did marry my wife, she would go to all the Florida football games and wear the hat and everything, the orange, with the little gator on it and all. That was a bit much, but we really did. We'd go to the games, we'd tailgate and all that. And Southern women can drink you shot for shot. That's another thing. Anyway, but that's what I was thinking the whole time I was talking to her. And Shuli, could you kind of hear that? All kidding aside, could you hear that?
I swear to you, she sounded to me, especially when you said when she said you played in the World Football League. You go, maybe we should get together.
No,
and she had a laugh. She had a giggle that was like, I'd spread my legs for him. I swear I heard it. Oh, I disagree. Call her back.
She pitied you.
Call her back and ask her.
Pitied me.
She pitied you.
Whatever. We'll take a Mercy Lay. Let me tell you something. If it wasn't for Mercy Lays, every guy would have 2 bangs under his belt.
If I was single, I would have taken a Mercy marriage. How does that sound?
Yeah. You know how many chicks I told I'm from the Make-A-Wish Foundation? Forget about it. It's a gold mine.
I see older guys with 30, 35-year-old women, and you say something to the guy about she's young, she's, dumb, or whatever the deal is, and the guy just smiles. He just fucking smiles,
Like, yeah,
and,
no
and
shit.
the woman wants to have a nice house and a car and eat wherever she wants to eat and the whole deal, which I've never understood. Why younger women are attracted to older guys. And even though the guy works out and everything else, you're always going to have that middle-aged guy kind of droopy titty thing. I mean, I work out all the fucking time.
Yeah, Michael Douglas has droopy titty.
But do you think the chick? You think like their dad left or something, and maybe that they're looking for that?
No, they're money grubbers.
No,
it isn't money grubber.
Not all of them. A lot of them are. I agree with that. But
you meet a guy. Let's say you meet a guy 20 years older than you, 55.
I wouldn't be attracted to that.
Wait a second. He's in really good shape.
Okay.
He's got money. The kids are grown and everything else.
And
he's crazy
hilarious.
about it.
He's hilarious.
Whatever he is. But he's crazy. He doesn't have to be hilarious. You don't want any competition. And it wouldn't be hard to, I'll joke you.
Thank you.
The thing is that
had to add that into this.
I did. He loves you. He thinks you're funny and all of that shit. And nice car, nice house, and if you want something, he's going to get it for you, right? Why wouldn't you want to be with someone like that? That's what I'm saying.
You're right.
Of course you would. And so their
about
tits
Sean
are a little.
Kelly?
He's married.
Oh.
You don't want to be with him. He's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Has no money, and I can prove it.
He only goes for big boobs, too.
And there was a thing you asked about that you mentioned that you were looking for, a quality called hilarious. And,
I think Sean Kelly's hilarious.
Really?
Especially when he goes, congratulations.
Right. So you can say that. Wait till you're married 15 years and he says congratulations.
I was thinking the same thing, Shirley.
Sean Kelly just walked by with a girl with pink hair. And
listen, he's on top of you, Madison. He comes and he goes, congratulations.
You won my sperm.
My babies are all over your tits.
Let me take a picture.
Go to Sirius.com/pigskin and register now. I think you can still do it. You can actually do the Sirius Pigskin Pick'em game, and you can go against people like me and all the many celebrities at Sirius Satellite who are picking football. I was 9-7 last week, and there was derisive laughter about that. And I've made more picks, and you go to Sirius.
What place were you in, Jay?
That last place.
Oh, that's right.
They saved the best for last.
Why? There's a list of who's number one?
Oh, yeah, there's 57
I think
of them.
Stanley T. and Ryan from the Hits One, right? Morning Mashup. And Al Scope from the Country Channel.
These names are unbelievable. What's his name? Al Scope?
Al Scope, Stanley T.
These are their names?
Yeah,
they're on the radio?
Ryan.
You know what? I need to ask people who they are the next time we have a party. So anyway, go to that and you can definitely do it. Also, Rodney Lee Conover and I make football picks at HallOfFameMag.com, HOFMag.com. What's the date today? Today is the 12th.
Yeah.
In 5 days, there will be a special about Jay Thomas and my son JT on Entertainment Tonight, the 17th. Of September. I think it's the brand new season of Entertainment Tonight in HD. So they'll be doing that. Shuli, by the way, where are you performing this weekend? Where are you going?
Actually, this weekend I'm not performing, but Reverend Bob Levy will be fighting Danny Bonaducci Saturday night at the Marple Sports Arena in Broomall, Pennsylvania. And just go to Levy's site, RevBobLevy.com, for details. And
that is fucking unbelievable.
September 19th, I'm going to be in San Francisco with Artie.
No, but let's go back to the prize fight.
Okay.
Now, they're going to go out and fight 3 rounds if it goes that far. Right?
I think it's
2 rounds?
2 rounds, 1 minute each round, or it might be 3. No, it is 3 rounds.
No, it's got to be 3 minutes.
3 rounds, 1 minute each round. They were on Howard yesterday doing the whole pre-fight.
And is Rev Bob Levy in shape?
Much better shape than he had. Listen, I've been on the road with this guy for the past 3 years, 2.5 years. This guy is a party, and he's a comic. This is what comics do.
Because, the other nut, fucking Bonaducci, is
crazy.
Completely fucking nuts. And he's an incredible, I don't know if he's on the juice or not, I have no idea.
Yeah, no, he is.
But he's all
that's
like
an unfair advantage then if he's
crazed and pumped up and everything else and nuts.
He's
totally fucking nuts.
Yeah, well, that's why they can't fight in New Jersey. This originally was going to be in Atlantic City, but because you have to take
like a sanctioned thing? It was going to be
sanctioned in New Jersey, but you have to take a test. You can't be on steroids to be boxing.
No, but they're 2 idiots fighting. Why would the state even want to enter into that?
Well, regardless,
who cares if one of them dies? Even what difference would it make? If you read in the paper one of them had died,
as long as it's Danny, I don't give a shit. If it's Bob, I'd be bummed.
You need Rev Bob because you do all the shows with him.
Well, and he's my friend.
I'm sorry. I didn't think of it that way.
No, absolutely. Listen, he's a 3-1 underdog. Everyone's picking Danny to mop the floor with him. And I really believe and feel that Bob's going to fucking shock everybody.
I have an image now of a tooth leaving Rev Bob's face. I'm not kidding you.
That happened on the road once when he tried to open a bag of blow with his teeth. His tooth fell out. I swear to God.
Well, it's going to happen again.
This give you an idea.
So where is that happening? One more time.
Marple Sports Arena in Broomall, Pennsylvania, and you can watch it online. Just go to Rev Bob Levy's site, RevBobLevy.com, for all the details. And September 20th, after the San Francisco show, the 19th, we'll be in Long Beach. At the Rhythm Lounge. So
okay, cool. Hey, by the way, the hurricane really is steaming toward Texas, and I chanted as much as I could. If you missed the show earlier, I have a home in New Orleans, Louisiana. I have a family there and everything else, but I'm really only concerned for my home. And I have, active renters.
What category is the hurricane?
4. It's 4, and it's heading 184 is the hurricane channel. I am sorry that it's going in that direction, but I'm glad it's not going anywhere near.
Where in Texas is it headed?
I have no idea, but Texas
is huge.
Can I fucking finish?
No.
This is not like me talking. This is something they want me to say.
Oh, all right.
To be honest, I don't give a flying fuck where the hurricane lands.
It would be nice to know where in Texas
I don't give a shit where it lands, just so it doesn't land
that doesn't sound very professional if you're just saying
on Magazine Street in New Orleans, Louisiana, is all I give a fuck about, okay?
You're like, it's streaming towards Texas. Well, Texas is huge. Which part of Texas?
Look, I turn on the Weather Channel. I see it turning toward Texas. Click. Oh,
what
gone.
part of Texas?
I don't give a fuck where it's going to land. How does that sound?
The part where they wear cowboy hats. Go ahead.
How does this sound?
They're going to use that in your quote when you run for office, Jay.
We're all praying it moves to Mexico is the next one, okay? Anyway, it's turning. Maybe Ira the weatherman can tell us in a few minutes,
yes,
okay?
Jay.
It's the eastern side of Texas.
What town is that?
Galveston, Corpus Christi.
Like the whole border between Texas and Louisiana. But all on the Texas
side. It's going to hit hard. The thing's named Ike, for Christ's sake. That's right. It's a category 4 and it has a boot. And it's
when Ike comes ashore, it's gonna beat up its wife before he does anything else, like Ike Turner. And then Tina Turner, by the way, has been evacuated, even though she's in Memphis. She's out of town as soon as she heard Ike was coming.
That's a good one.
Let's go to Larry Flint. You can use that. You can have it. Larry, because it's funny. I could say anything fucking funny. It's meaningless to my career. Nothing. I don't. Larry Flint is on the phone, the Jay Thomas Show. Yes, Larry, what can we do for you here at Howard 101? Good morning, Larry.
Good morning, Jay, Shirley Madison. By the way, I'll be fighting Stephen Hawking next weekend in a sanctioned match in Vegas.
You and Stephen Hawking going to be going at it, are you?
Right, he's pissed me off. He talks a lot of shit, but,
Can you, Sean Kelly, can we hear Stephen Hawking, Hawking's talking some shit Can you get that up for us? Okay, we'll get that in a couple of minutes.
Larry says yeah.
Larry knows.
Yeah.
You know,
He kind of comes at you with that electronic voice talking shit.
Right, it drives me crazy, you know. I'm gonna actually, I'm entering a football team into the lingerie bowl this year. Yeah,
You are going down, Larry.
we have the best place kicker
Wait a
in
minute.
the business.
You have the best place kicker in the business? What's the name of it?
Well, what she does, she doesn't kick the ball. She shoots it from her vagina over the goalpost, and I need some advice on what to call the team, Jay.
You want some advice on what to call the team? I don't know the
I have 3 options, so you tell me if you like it, okay?
Sure, go ahead. Go option number 1.
I got Hustler's Hyman.
The Hustler Hyman, all right.
Right, I got Larry's Labia.
I knew you were going
Larry's
there.
Labias.
I knew it. Labias.
And my favorite, the California Cunts. Which one do you like?
Oh, Jesus. All right. You see, it's always...
I like
by
Larry's
the way,
Labias.
celebrity voice impersonated. And let's hear Stephen Hawking's one more time before we move on. One more time.
How about I open a can of sweet ass on you?
There you go. There you go. It's the Jay Thomas Show, and we're on Howard 101. All right, get out of here.
You're listening to the Jay Thomas Show. Call 888-STERN-101. We're back with more of the Jay Thomas Show. Jay Thomas Show on Howard 101.
Go to jthomas.com, jthomasshow.com. Yeah, send me a message. Hit store, buy the T-shirts, because we use that money for our big Christmas party, the private Christmas party that we were serving hors d'oeuvres because we didn't have any money there for a while, and now it looks like we might be going to Applebee's. That's the kind of cash we're making off of these T-shirts. You can also call us at Howard 101. Sean, you got to put that phone number up there for me again, or tell everybody what the phone number is, and I'll talk to you. Coming up in a few moments, the Pillow Fight League. Go to PFL.com. GoPFL.com. This is a real league, and they will be fighting Saturday night at 8 o'clock at Exotica, New York, at the New Jersey Convention and Exposition Center in Edison, New Jersey. And Madison, I believe, is going to fight. Shuli is going to fight in a few minutes. And we're going to try and videotape it and find a place where we can run it later. But as an official pillow fight league, we'll have the owner of the league, we'll have the women fighters, we'll have the referee to explain everything, and then you'll hear on the radio, much like, the old days when you had Muhammad Ali against Joe Frazier, and that's how I heard fights, and that's why this is going to be exciting. Shuli, can you will you announce it? Or I guess the owner announces it. Well, they'll tell us.
Listen, they got a ref, they got an announcer. I can just oil people down.
Sure,
that's cool.
Oh, so Shuli can't fight?
Listen,
I don't know.
I've been fighting my whole life.
We'll see.
Yeah, but you
it's a
can't fight
pillow.
girls. That's okay.
Let's go. Is this High Pitch Eric, the guy from the Howard Stern show that wants to talk to us?
All right. All-star celebrity cast today.
Good morning, Jay.
Oh, Lord.
Wow. Don't take that tone with him.
So High Pitch... Yes?
What tone are you talking about? I have no tone.
No, you know what? I mean, I know everybody's heard this before, but, is there some way they could operate on you or something? Because if I had a voice like yours,
real. I think
I would just drive off of a cliff and just keep going and die. Do you have
Eric can make his voice deep. Eric, do the deep voice.
Hello, Jay.
Then why don't you talk like that?
Because if I do, it will hurt my voice.
Eric at this point...
That's a bullshit
Eric
voice.
At this point is scared of surgery or the hospital, and, he doesn't have the money to do that anyways or any health insurance. So.
I thought he had a rich dad.
Do your parents talk like you?
No, they don't.
No, that is his real voice. That's his real voice.
It's his real voice.
Yeah.
Hey, Jay,
but do you meet people? Do you meet women and stuff? I know you've been on the Stern Show and you're kind of semi-famous and all that, but what is it like to have that voice?
I meet a lot of women because I have friends
happens to introducing a woman a double A. He meets a lot of women. He introduces me to a lot of hotties out there.
Let me tell you something. Him and Garrett could have a phlegm off for the ages.
You know what's funny? I was just thinking if he and Garrett in a bar together. Hi, I want you to meet my friend Garrett. Hello.
They're like a superhero team, you know.
You know, when the woman says, "I just met two really freaky guys."
Yeah.
So what can we do for you? Go ahead.
If you send me out along with someone, and I could get more girls than whoever is with me.
Okay, so you want me to send you out with somebody, and you'll get more girls than that person, like a contest. Okay, sure, we'll work.
How about
on
I'll go out with you one day and see if you can get one girl? How about that?
Sure.
I could get more girls than Jay Thomas.
Well, I'm not trying to get girls. I mean, I'm not. You know, my voice is a lot younger and handsomer than I am in real life. So it's like, if somebody wants to, like, fuck a really great voice, then I'm the guy. You know what would be good for me? Completely dark, and you just hear me, and I'm going, "I'm here, my darling."
It's like Barry White and with the lights
I'm
off.
here, my darling. I'm here, my darling. And then, you know, and they get to rub my body. My body's normal, you know, and all that, but it's just the voice, like that, you know.
Yes.
Okay, so, well, High Pitch, what can we do for you?
Well, I just want to say hello, and I want to hang out with you one of these days.
Hey,
Sure.
High Pitch, I heard something disturbing.
Shut up, Garrett.
Shut up, wait till you get the call at 11 where he goes, "I miss you, man." It's the creepiest thing you've ever heard. Let me ask you this, Eric. I heard some disturbing news that yet again you are behind in rent at this place you're at.
Yeah, but since I'm on unemployment, I'm paying every week now.
But I thought you had a job at the law firm scanning documents.
Not anymore. Remember I got arrested?
What did you get arrested for? What did you get arrested for?
Credit card fraud.
Oh, come on.
Wait, did you hear? Say it one more time what you got arrested for?
Credit card fraud.
Now, wait a minute. You would steal people's credit card numbers and make them...
Let me tell you what this guy did. Let me tell you what this scumbag did.
Well, now, hold it a second. Eric, how did you do that? I mean, first of all, you're a smart guy if you can do this. How did you do credit card for him? How did you get the numbers?
I used my friend's credit card.
Your own friend you fucked out of money?
Jay, this friend was in the hospital. He almost OD'd. And while Eric was taking care of his place for him and checking on his animals, he took his credit card and ran it up.
You know what, Eric? That the guy almost OD'd, that's fine then. I don't give a fuck if you stole his shit. I mean it. I hate drug addicts and people that OD, and if you want to steal their shit, I can't believe they even put you in jail?
I was in jail. I was in jail overnight, and I was released without bail.
Let me ask you a question. When you got into prison, did you start talking like this in the prison?
I didn't.
Yeah. You didn't do the high-pitched thing in prison, did you?
I did.
Yeah, he turned around in the holding cell and he goes, "No one's fucking me in the ass. You got that?"
All right.
But Jay, the best part of jail was the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
The best part of jail is the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Now, Eric, good luck with everything, and you can call us anytime. And when I come to New York, we'll hang out, okay? You and I.
I would love to. Let's go to Applebee's.
Jay, why do you promise?
Let's go to Applebee's. Absolutely. We'll go to Applebee's.
They have all your kidney ribs at Applebee's.
Can I give
All
you
right, we'll go over there.
Can I
Sure.
give you one piece of advice when you meet him? Don't shake his hand. His hand is constantly
clammy.
covered in
They're
sweat
clammy,
and clammy. So give him the old fist, the pound.
Okay. Well, Eric, before we leave, it's early in the morning back there in New York. What are your plans for the rest of the day? I'm always wondering. What do you do now when you hang up? What happens?
Well, I'm gonna walk my dog Sadie.
Aww.
And then after that, I'm gonna try to find this crack whore that lives in my building and see if she wants to come on the Howard Stern show.
Oh, you're still doing that scam that you can get people on the Howard Stern show?
Well, Howard wants to talk to her.
Oh, he does? Okay. I thought, okay, all right.
I got
Okay.
a blowjob from her when I first moved into the building.
Oh.
I see. And you trade blowjobs for appearances on the Howard Stern show.
Yeah.
Big difference in my show. We have women that have mastodon bones in their garage. He gets a real bone, and he brings it up there. Okay, yeah, the whole.
You said where you live, you have a hurricane?
No. My home.
See, how is he this stupid and yet can do credit card fraud? That's what I don't understand.
My home is in New Orleans, and when the hurricane comes, I pray that it turns away. It's heading for Texas, like East Texas right now.
Well, it Well, do you want me to fly out to New Orleans and board up your house for you?
No, I don't. Thank you very much, High Pitch
Hey,
Eric.
Stephen Hawking's wanted to tell you something.
You have a retard.
All right, don't.
Steve Hawkins.
Surely it's Hawking.
With the deep voice. All right, thank you. High Pitch Eric. Jay Thomas Show. Let's go to, hold on a second. Let's go to Jay of Boston. Jay, the Jay Thomas Show, and the women and the men, the guys that own it, and the referee from the Pillow Fight League coming up in a few minutes. Killer B, Carmen Monoxide, Lena Beaton, Ursula Anvil. Yes, go ahead, Jay of Boston. Yes, sir.
It's Jerry, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jerry.
No worries. How
you know, that happens to me, too. I tell people I'm Jay. They go, Jerry? Like
oh,
that.
yeah. I get that all the time.
Sure.
Hey, listen, just a word of advice. That was a good call, not allowing High Pitch out to your house. He just wanted to rob the place anyway.
Right.
And the only reason he wants to hang out with you in the first place is to steal your credit card.
Yeah. It's true.
You know what, Jerry? Keep talking until we hit something that's interesting. Would you just keep, we've already done that bit. We just had him on. Just start with your thing. Just start with your thing. Go ahead.
4 weeks ago, Weather Psychic predicted hurricane landfall on the Gulf Coast September 11th.
Who predicted that?
So you like a day off.
That Connecticut guy, the weather guy from Connecticut that calls in.
Yeah,
no,
but
Ira did.
Ira did.
September 11th, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, Ira. Thank you, Jerry.
We have Ira and Michael here, the weather guy.
Thank you, Jerry, for reminding us that.
Wow.
Michael, the weather guy that usually calls on the phone.
Yeah, he's here.
He's in the studio.
They brought him in to stalk me even more.
All right, so we've had Ira the weatherman and the real weatherman, Mike. Mike, you came in from where, Connecticut or something?
Hold on, he's setting up his Doppler.
He was too busy curtsying.
He's curtsying?
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, get over to the
Who's he
mic,
curtsying to? Now, he must be attractive because weathermen are kind of that kind of goofy, square, glass-eyed kind of...
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Glasses and the whole thing, all of that. Well, that's good. Well, that's because it is a big deal.
He's got that $1 million game show smile like, hi.
Okay, let them set up. It's the Jay Thomas Show. Ken of New York. Thanks for calling us at 888-783-7610. Yes, sir. Go ahead, Ken. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Shuey. Hey, Manson.
Hey, buddy.
Hey,
Hi.
What's happening?
Around the horn. I
just like to say I love you on Cheers.
Aww.
You know what? Thanks very much. That was a long, long time ago, and do they still actually the reruns are still going? Are they? You still see that every now and again?
I'm like,
how about you jumped in everybody's face when they did their 100th episode?
I jumped in everyone's face when they did the 100th episode?
Well, you got on there and you got mad at the producers.
No. Oh, what you saw was the Aspen Comedy Festival, where they asked, I was doing a play there and performing there this is like 10 years ago, and they asked me to host, Shuley, the Cheers reunion that I wasn't invited to. So they had me hosting.
Dick move.
No, they had, David, Spade.
Like,
everybody was.
Hold this camera while I bang your wife.
So they say, okay, Jay, would you come host the event, which is a big deal at the Aspen Comedy Festival. I said, oh, wow, thanks. You'll introduce people and all of that shit. So I get there, and I get up, and I do my little bit, and everybody's drinking and eating and all that, and I talk about some shit, and I introduce some people, and they go, okay, Jay, in a few minutes, the Cheers reunion is going to come up. And I go, the Cheers reunion? And they go, oh, yeah, the producers and the actors and all. Well, they all come on stage, and I'm asked to get off the fucking stage, right?
Terrible.
So I go back and I sit. They show this on late night TV. I sit down in the audience, right? And the guy is oblivious. The fucking guy running it is oblivious to the fact that I was on the fucking show and that they threw my ass off and ran me over with a Zamboni or whatever the fuck it was. People go, oh, that was so funny. That's called getting fired. See? And I'm at my house thinking they're going to sign me to a big contract. They call me up and the guy says, Jay, are you sitting down? I go, yeah. He goes, we're going to have to let you go. Like that. It's not because you're not a good actor and all that, but blah, 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 blah. You just don't work with Rhea Perlman's, as soon as I heard that, I knew where this fucking shit was going. You don't work with Rhea Perlman's character and all of this, and we've decided to sign a contract with Bebe Neuwirth, who plays Lilith. Well, I'm so fucking pissed. So the guys...
I thought you worked with her great.
No, well, great. Well, watch. So then... what I find out later is that I talked about her on the radio or people called up or whatever the fuck, and she says, I don't want to work with this guy anymore. So they get rid of me, right? So now I go to the thing, and they're all up there, and the whole cast is there dancing, and you know, all of them are up. Woody's up there, and Rhea's up there, and they start talking about the bartender who died. Remember the old guy, the bartender?
Yeah.
You'd have never heard of fucking Woody Harrelson if this old fart had lived, right? So the poor old bastard, struggling his whole life, gets on television, ex-boxer, kind of a goofy guy in it, dies. And the whole place is just sad. All of these fans are there, and the whole room is like, oh, like that. Oh, and they're crying on the thing. I stand up in the middle of this sadness.
Oh, no.
And I said, you know what? Speaking of people getting killed, why did you fucking kill me off like that?
Good for you.
Gets a big laugh, and they all point right into Rhea Perlman like that. They point to her. That's the truth. They all fucking point to her. And she goes, oh, no. Now, it was very funny, but the reality is, so is that what they show on TV? Is that really what they, I don't even know, where do they show that? MTV, the Comedy Channel? Where do they show that? Do you know, Ken, where they show that thing?
Oh, no, I saw it on late night TV.
Late night TV, yeah. Surely, I don't know how you'd see it, but it is absolutely like, I am only interested in me. I don't care if the guy fucking died, if they're sad. I'm just sitting there seething.
So it's accurate, is what you're saying.
It is fucking accurate, yes, absolutely. Well, thank you, Ken, for bringing that up.
I had a question for Madison.
Okay.
What is it? Oh, boy, here we go.
I'm wondering what you look like.
Halle
You know
Berry?
what? Don't worry what she looks like. She's like me. You want the lights out and have her voice come out.
Oh, stop it. No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
She's really
All right.
funny and kind of has a hot voice.
All right, good. Thank you, Ken. Thank you very much.
MySpace.com/SeriousMad.
Let's go to the Pillow Fight League. Are they in the studio? Any of the Pillow Fight League gals in the studio?
They are. The ladies are here.
The ladies are here. Is Killer B with you?
Right here. Right
Hi,
here.
Killer B. How are you?
Hi, very good, thanks.
Good. Now you're in the Pillow Fight League, and it's an official league, and where you're going to be battling in New Jersey, right?
Yes, this is true. We're part of the Exotica festival that's going on.
Now, you an mud wrestler, oil wrestler? I'm just asking.
Navy SEAL.
Are you an ex-stripper or something? I mean, how do you get into the Pillow Fight League? How does it start?
There's many ways of getting into the league. Me, personally, I just saw that there were auditions one day, tryouts, so I just went in, tried out, and lo and behold, I'm champion.
What were the auditions like? What was the grueling audition process?
Listen, the grueling is the word. When you audition with us, you are put through a whole regimen of training. We got you working out, running around, doing everything, grappling. I had never grappled with another woman in my life, and all of a sudden I find myself being pinned by these incredibly strong, aggressive
Garrett,
women.
dim the lights, please.
Did they ever hold you down and give you a red belly? Did they do that as a little initiation?
No,
Purple nurple?
No nurples.
So when you say grappling, I mean, that's the term for wrestling.
Willy?
Yeah. So they bring you in and so, but a pillow fight to me is you would just strike each other with the pillow. What do you have to do? You hit and then you wrestle, or you just hit? What do you do?
It's much, much more than that. We actually have an incredible trainer who's skilled in mixed martial arts, so we train with him.
I know, it's pillow fighting, though.
It really is.
No, but you've named martial arts, you've named wrestling. No, but it's me, it's on a bed, you're 8, and you're fighting with your cousin. That's what I'm thinking of right now.
Giggling,
you're in your pajamas, you got your PJs.
It is so far beyond that. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is entertaining, it is fun. However, we are skilled athletes. We train to fight hard, have fun, look good, and not really hurt each other.
Let me tell you something. MMA, 8 years, right here. I've been ordering it on pay-per-view for the last 8 years. Please don't break anything.
The Pillow Fight League motto is "Fight like a girl." And so, how is it going? I mean, do you have? You're going to go to this convention center. You're going out to the Exotica, New York, at the convention center in Edison, New Jersey. You pull big crowds.
We pull pretty good crowds, yeah, absolutely. We've got some dedicated hardcore fans back home in Toronto and certain places around the States. It's
and you're
amazing.
Killer B. Are you like a champion? Is it?
I am the champion.
She's wearing
actually,
like a belt and everything.
Yeah, I'm
not
actually
like a belt. It's a belt.
It's a belt.
Does it have a picture of a Sealy Posturepedic on it? What is what's on the belt?
That's good. Soften them up with laughter.
So let me get this right. You hit somebody with the pillow, and then you take them down?
Pretty much. I mean, it's more than just a slight hit. I mean, what you did right there, you got to see it. It's like you can't.
Well, we're going to hear it.
No, I hear it. Listen, I got a lot of women issues. I'm going to come with some power.
Yeah.
And
now, are there other women there? Do we have other?
Yeah.
Carmen Monoxide in the building too.
Good morning.
Good morning, Carmen. How are you?
Good.
I like trying, before you introduce them, I like trying to match the person with the name.
Carmen Monoxide.
I thought you were Killer B.
Yeah, so did I.
Right.
Yeah, so did I.
So Carmen,
and you were more of a monoxide.
I can't see you right now. How tall are you, Carmen?
I think I'm about 5'7".
You think you're 5'7"?
She's got
5'6",
pink
5'7".
hair, hot pink hair.
Your hot pink hair, and then and are you? What weight are you? How much do you weigh?
I have no idea, like 125.
You don't know how tall you are. You don't know what weight you are.
I haven't checked for a while.
$110 maybe.
Can I tell you something?
Sure, okay, 110.
These statistics are usually on your driver's license in case you forget how tall you are and what you weigh. Do you know what race you are?
Sometimes.
Yeah,
okay.
sometimes.
So you are maybe 5'7", around 125 pounds. And what sort of athletics did you do as a kid? Were you a jock as a kid?
No, I didn't. I've never done any kind of sports, any kind of fighting at all till I joined the league.
And what made you join the Pillow Fight League?
I went to a show and I had so much fun at it. I ended up fighting in it at an amateur fight, and I wanted to join after.
And she, to me, scares me the most out of all of them because she has this little twinkle in her eye, like she really likes hurting people.
And she's a piercing in between, like above, like
sternum piercing.
Sternum.
You have a sternum piercing?
Yeah, it kind of gets in the way a bit when I'm fighting.
You have a piercing in between your breasts?
With something.
I've never seen a sternum piercing.
I have. I caught my pubic hair on it once.
No, wait a minute. It's in the middle between your...
It's on my sternum.
My God,
it's
it's
right
like
above her boobies.
Have you ever seen a sternum piercing, Madison?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you have? I've never seen one. Okay, so now the league rules are how many rounds do you fight, Carmen?
Normally it's 3 2-minute rounds. I just had a fight a couple weeks ago fighting the champion for the belt, and that was 5 2-minute rounds.
Killer B, you fought Killer B for the...
Yes, I did.
How'd that? Well, Killer B still holding the belt.
She's wearing the belt right now.
That was a very, very hard fight. And you're right. That little twinkle in her eye. Yeah,
let's bring Ursula Anvil. Is she in there?
I'm right here.
Ursula, welcome to the show. Where are you from, Ursula?
I actually live in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, I went to school there.
Really?
Yeah, I went to JU.
Why would you go there?
Let the shit talking begin.
No, I'm sure JU is a fine school.
It is a good school. I mean, it's, you know, if you're just driving by and you need to go to a school real fast to you know, because your dad is going to disown you, you know, if you don't. So yeah, I went to JU and live right across from the school. So you don't like Jacksonville. You're not a big fan of Jacksonville.
It's all right. It's a little bit slow for me, but
yeah. Mm-hmm. So you left Jacksonville and moved to the big city, and you're now a pillow fight champion. What got you interested? Where did you see the first incantation of this?
Well, it was actually the other way around. I'm originally from Toronto and then moved to Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. But I was friends with the guys who started the Pillow Fight League before it existed. And after going to the first couple shows, I just knew that I had to be part of it. It was that much
tell
fun.
me that. They're sitting around, and you were there. You were at the genesis of it. You were sitting around, and what were you drinking? What were you smoking when they said, "Hey, let's start fighting with pillows, and then go to clubs and do it"?
Well, that is basically how it happened. I was at the bar, and Dan, our announcer, I ran into him, and he said, "Oh, my God, Ursula, you have to hear this idea that we have." And we were drinking and smoking at the time, so it all sounded good.
And so Dan, what was Dan doing prior to
Dan was cutting a 2-liter bottle and making it into a gravity bong at the time of this pitch meeting.
Funny you mentioned that. Gravity bong is the smoke of choice in Jacksonville.
Well,
wow.
I know
what
my
is a
shit.
gravity bong? What
gravity
is that?
Bong? You take a 2-liter soda bottle. You cut it in half. The top part, okay. You put a little tin foil over the top part. You poke some holes in it. Put some tobacco in the tin foil.
We actually use a socket in the top of ours.
I've never heard of that.
Better.
And and what you do is you fill up your sink with some water. And you put the top of the bottle, in the water. You light it, and as you pull up on the bottle, the suction creates smoke in this bottle. It holds it in this chamber in the water.
Jesus, it's like
It sounds more difficult explaining it.
Roll a joint or buy a pipe.
I do, but at the time, and then you just push it down, you inhale all the smoke, you cough your ass off, and then you walk into walls.
Would you put the instructions for a gravity bong at jthomas.com?
Absolutely.
Please do it. Is there a picture of one that you could take at your home?
You know what? Since I left my camera at home, maybe today I will videotape me making a gravity bong.
Please do it, and I want you to put it on jthomas.com. Let's go back to Ursula Anvil of the PFL.
Sorry, the show's a bit ADD. We are all over.
Now, Ursula, so you're all stoned and drunk and everything else, but at the same time, the league actually happened. And is it kind of like mud wrestling? Is that what for folks that have never seen it? Is that what we're into? Women swinging and breast flying and buttocks all over the place, and then grappling. Is that how it works?
Well, that's what a lot of people tend to think. And then usually when they show up to the show, they're waiting, they're going, oh my God, we're going to see some titty or something. But then when the fights actually start, people...
They actually hear them sometimes mumbling, we're going to see some titty. We're going to see some titty.
I have heard some things like that.
Yeah. But, tits popping out tonight.
Once
when you're performing, Shuli, and you say, oh, he's going to be very funny tonight.
Yeah.
They come out, they hear, oh, we're going to see some titty.
And why is it just one tit that always pops out? That's weird. But is it? I was in the Pillow Biters League. Is it? What's not allowed in the pillow fighting league?
That's when a bong is being shoved up your ass. Now listen, isn't it silly though, Ursula, when you think about it, that these guys go to these things, and you just said it. They're going to see some titty. I mean, doesn't it make you just laugh at men? What they think is exciting?
It does make me laugh, but I find once people show up to the show and we start fighting, their jaws just drop to the floor because they're so shocked when we come out on stage.
It's a real fight.
We're not wearing lingerie, we're wearing fighter gear, and we just start beating the shit out of each other, just literally going for it.
Would you ever go to a prize fight or ultimate fight and you're going, man, maybe one of the guy's balls is going to fall out of his jaw? You know what I'm saying? Do you ever hope to see a ball?
We're going to see a left nut tonight.
Madison, do you ever go to a prize fight? You think, I hope a testicle falls out of a pocket.
A lot of those guys, you can kind of already see them with those tight shorts on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there you go. So you know it.
Can we get this on the road? Because I'm really nervous.
Why are you nervous?
Because
let's bring in, is Dan the Mouth Lavransky there?
I'm here, Jay. I'm here.
Oh, boy. You're excited.
Woo!
Now, Dan... No.
Easy there, Mouth.
Woo! Okay. Now, Dan, you've started the Pillow Fight League, and how is it going? I mean, it started there in Toronto, and now all this exciting campy fun has moved to the United States, and you've got these combatants, and so how is it going? How many fighters do you have? What's the deal?
Well, we've got a roster of about 20 fighters, I would say, overall. We're always looking for new recruits, though, because it takes a lot of girls to make the league work. But it's going really good. We've been doing it for about 2 years now. We've done tons of very successful shows in Toronto and throughout the rest of Canada. We've done a bunch of shows in New Hampshire, Miami Beach. We've been to New York before. In fact, Jay, I don't know if you know this, but we're actually banned in New York.
Nice.
Because
hold it. You know what? Let me tell you. We just had heard that the prize fight between Rev Bob Levy and Danny Bonaducci is not allowed in New Jersey. You're banned in New York. This is unbelievable.
All hell's breaking loose.
But you're allowed to fight in New Jersey Saturday night.
The New Jersey, they don't care. But apparently in New York, because they have such a strict athletic commission, the last time we were there, somebody told them about us, and they called us and said, you are considered, dig this, you are considered a weapon-based sport.
Wow.
God forbid a weapon. So the pillow is a weapon.
Well, the first thing that we did was think of the marketing points, made a T-shirt that says PFL banned in New York, and on the back we wrote, the pillow is not a weapon.
There you go. So were you in radio or something? Because you have a dynamic speaking voice.
I am in radio, Jay. Actually, I host a show about mixed martial arts and pro wrestling in Toronto.
See?
And were you on the radio somewhere?
Yeah, in Toronto.
He's on now.
No, you mean it's a radio show?
Yeah, I host a radio show in Toronto on mixed martial arts and pro wrestling.
On what channel? Are you on Chum?
No, CFRB.
CFRB.
Okay. Which has
Wait.
been around just as long as Chum.
Can I ask what the pillows are filled with? Down or a nice like polyfiber?
No, it's more like a foam kind of thing.
Shit,
You can't,
I thought I could
you
get
can't
out of
use
it 'cause
you
I'm
can't
allergic.
use feathers because you can bunch them up in one end and you're going to really kill somebody doing that.
Really?
Hey,
Like if
you mean
were
a
using-
feather can be? I mean a bunch of feathers and
can
a
be
knot
a weapon. They
can be a weapon.
Yeah,
I see.
Now, so the fights, do they end by a tap out, like mixed martial arts, or
Absolutely.
submissions?
That's one thing I wanted to clarify. You guys were talking about the basic.
Give us the rules.
Well, the basic gist of the Pillow Fight League is the girls can do any kind of move as long as the pillow is incorporated. So they can do takedowns by wrapping the pillow around the girl's leg and pulling her down to the ground. They can. Yes, get ready, because you're going to experience this.
We're gonna just forgot I left my curling iron.
Now, you know what? We don't want her injured. She works out, but it's all, that Pilates shit and all meaningless bullshit that people do.
This is heavy duty, Jay. These girls train with a mixed martial arts.
Don't hurt.
Okay.
Don't hurt her.
We won't
now,
hurt her.
Can
We'll take it easy.
Can Shuli fight against the women? Would you
I'm
let
built
her?
like a woman. It's not,
Usually, the very first rule of the Pillow Fight League is that no men are allowed. But for this special occasion, we'll let him get his ass kicked.
All right. So, and by the way, this guy Dan is just ready to go. I can just hear your voice. Okay, I hear you.
And
so
ladies,
you're doing,
if
you're
you're
doing
gonna tap me out, triangle choke, please.
Well, the match can end in like pinfall, like pro wrestling. You can do a submission hold. Our referee Ross Jeremy is here. If he decides that one of the combatants can't continue, that can stop the match. And of course, he can also DQ the girl if she's cheating, like pulling hair.
Let's bring in the referee
with the mustache.
Get up, Ross.
Now, Sean. Are you guys in the fishbowl right now? You're in the fishbowl.
We're not in the fishbowl currently.
Okay,
the girls aren't, but we are.
Okay.
Well, now the ref is scaring the shit out of me more than the girl with the twinkle in her eye.
Sean, get everybody in the fishbowl. Get everybody in there, and then let's talk to the referee real fast. So there you go. Is the referee Ross there from the PFL, from the Pillow Fight League? Hey, Ross, welcome to the show. How long have you been a Pillow Fight League referee?
Thank you. I've been referee for the PFL since December of 2007.
Now, how did you get that? I mean, do you just know Dan and he said you want to referee these women beating the shit out of each other with pillows? How did it happen?
I wasn't the first referee.
Right.
The first referee, for whatever reason, stopped reffing, and they needed a new ref. I was contacted by a fighter who I knew by the name of Lynn Somnia, and she recommended me to Dan the Mouth Lavransky.
Right.
And since then, I have been the PFL referee.
Okay. Now, there's an official pillow. Is there an official pillowcase?
Absolutely.
Yep. We have all that stuff. We've got T-shirts here for the whole crew.
Sure.
We've got the pillowcases are specially made.
Wow.
Yep,
now, are they made of cotton or satin or what? I mean,
it's
what are
kind of it's kind of your standard pillowcase. Nothing flashy.
Right.
Nothing
but
flashy.
you could get a scrape, couldn't you, from a?
We've scrapes. Let's talk dislocated shoulders, broken fingers.
Okay, look.
Never mind. The fights are real, Jay. This is not pro wrestling.
No,
we do not
I know.
rig the fights.
Don't hurt Madison.
Hey, Jay, you want to hear an interesting thing? There's enough pillows for the girls, not for us. So this is going to go real bad, real fast.
No.
You get a pillow as well. It's one-on-one.
Let's go.
Yeah, no, it's one-on-one.
Because if both of them came after you, this would be your last day on the show.
Now, are you the announcer, Dan?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
yes, I am.
so who will Shuli fight first? Who will Shuli? Wait, are they fighting?
He's fighting Carmen. Yes, he's fighting Carmen here, and we've got a real barn burner here, ladies and gentlemen. Carmen Oxide. Shuey is literally fighting for his life. He tries for a swing, but Carmen gets a big shot in there, and Shuey tries for a shot, but no. Carmen returns with another big one, and another big one from Carmen, and Shuey is running coward. He's turtling up bad, ladies and gentlemen.
Let that be a lesson to you.
Yeah, let that be a lesson to you. Oh, she's going for the submission. She's got the pillow around his throat. She's trying to choke him out. He's going to tap. Referee, get in there. Referee, come on. Are both shoulders down? No, only 1, 2, 3. He's toast. He loses.
Hold it a minute. She strangled him with the fucking pillow.
She pinned him. She pinned him for a 3 count.
Shuli. Get over here. Were you trying? Wait a second. Were you trying?
Oh, my God.
Were you trying?
Jay, I tried. This broad beat the shit out of me. She has this, like, windmill technique or something. The pillow, it was like she had 4 pillows. It was like... I don't know what the hell.
No kidding. Were you really trying?
Jay, I was messing around at first, and then I got hit in the head a couple times, and I'm like, all right, this ain't cool.
So when they hit it's all body and like a punch.
She put, first of all, the pillows are like solid, and she puts the pillow under my chin and pulls me down and starts choking me with the pillow. It's great.
Jesus.
I'm leaving my girl. I'm moving to wherever she's at.
We've got Killer Bee, Carmen Monoxide, and Ursula Anvil. And, of course, our referee Ross is there, and Dan the Mouth Lavransky, the co-owner and color commentator. And we also have a trainer there.
Uh-oh, we got some fighting going on here, Jay. Oh, Killer Bee's taking it to Mad Woman Madison. Oh, she's got her back turned to the fighter. That's the worst thing you can do. You got to turn and face the fighter. Oh, she's down on the ground. She's turtling on the ground. She's in the fetal position, Jay. She's in the fetal position. She's tapping out.
All right, that's it. Madison is done. Jesus, unbelievable.
She tapped.
Jesus Christ.
She came after me, and I was really scared.
Madison, the first thing, never turn your back on a pillow fighter.
I realize that now.
Don't do that.
No, I've never understood any athlete who decides in the middle of an onslaught to turn their back and not be able to see the thing that's going to kill them.
Can we try again?
You want to try one?
She wants a rematch, Jay.
Wait a minute. Who has she been fighting?
My arm.
Who has she been?
She fought Killer Bee. How about me and Shuli against each other?
Okay, I tell you what.
Actually, that might not be bad.
All right, go ahead. Let's let Shuli and Madison
fight.
Here we go. Now, wait a minute now. You can take him down and strangle him if you want to, Madison. Okay?
And so can he.
She's in the ring already.
Okay,
here we go. We ready?
Jeremy, get us started. Fight like a girl.
All right, go. Okay, Madison's getting some early swings in. Shuli's trying his best, but he's a little bit of a wuss here. He's letting Madison run wild on his sorry little ass. Oh, but he gets a big shot in there on Madison. Oh, she takes a swing and misses, and Shuli gets another shot to the libido there, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa, and another big shot from both of them. Whoa. Another big swing by Madison knocked the mic stand.
Did you just get hit?
She knocked the mic stand right out of my hand. Oh, she's spanking him like that. Oh, she's making him. Oh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Pillow Fight League. There you go. Shuli and Madison, thank you.
She's still thumping him, Jay. She's still thumping him.
I can hear every exciting moment of it. Go to PFL.com, and don't forget, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock at Exotica, New York, at the New Jersey Convention and Exposition Center located at the Raritan Center in Edison, New Jersey. Hey, Dan, thank you very much. Good luck, and thank the ladies, Killer Bee, Carmen Monoxide, and Ursula Anvil, and Ross, the referee. Thanks very much.
Thanks a lot, Jay. Thanks for having us.
What an exciting show. It's the Jay Thomas Show at Howard 101.
You're listening to the Jay Thomas Show.
Call 888-STERN-101.
We're back with more of the Jay Thomas Show.
Jay Thomas Show.
On Howard 101.
Hi, it is me, Jay Thomas. I'm in California. The rest of the gang is back in New York City. It's amazing, isn't it? We almost sound like we're in the same room. Madison and Shuli are back there at the Howard 101 studios. Garrett Andrews and Sean Kelly are producing it. And, of course, Art Sears and Andrea Bushy bring the guests to you, like the people from the Pillow Fight League. And in a few minutes, we'll have a plumber from Florida who has founded a company who says that he will make the game Second Life more exciting. He will show you how to make an anatomically correct stud or vixen so that you can have sex with your avatar. Is that right?
This guy's legit.
Oh, yeah, the avatar is the little.
Yes, and he's a plumber, and he calls himself Stroker Serpentine. That's his name when he's on the thing, and he says his wife is all for it. So we'll talk to them in a minute. But let's go to our combatants. First of all,
No.
stop that. Didn't I just say? Didn't I say before we came back we would talk about the fight and then we go?
I heard it, Jay. I heard you.
It's because of the bullshit while we're off. When we're talking off the air, that doesn't count, Garrett. It's only on the air that counts.
Oh.
You get it?
They don't hear it during commercials?
No, they don't. No, they don't. We
told
do.
me they did. It was brilliant.
You know, if I wanted to broadcast to 4 people, I'd go back to my afternoon show. All right?
Some of
All
our
right, now
best stuff is in commercials.
Here we go. You've just come back to the microphone. And first of all, these women did twirls and flips, and they knew how to do everything. When you two fought, when Madison and Shuli fought, how did you do against him, Shuli? Or against her?
It was all kind of a blur against him. I don't really remember. It was kind of a blur. I think I started out strong, and then...
She did.
And then he hit me in the clump.
I hit you in the choocher by accident.
Hit me in the choocher.
You mean the mons pubis?
I'm definitely ovulating today, but I'm not anymore.
I accidentally swung at her cut up, but what I was going to say is...
You mean you hit her between the legs with a pillow?
But,
yeah.
See, I was doing more of a counterattack thing with Madison.
Like, I swung, and he kind of went backwards, and he was like, Matrix.
Because me and Madison are on the same level as far as pillow fighting skills. These women that we fought today are like black belt ninjas when it comes to pillow fighting.
How do they get the pillow around your legs?
It's coming around you and at you, and every time you try to swing, it's coming at your cooter or at your head or at your leg or at your foot.
You know, picture a tennis ball.
You want to hide your face, but you can't.
Picture a tennis ball machine filled with pillows, and it's running constantly, and it hits you every part of your body.
It makes me want to go see the damn thing now.
You would love it. You would love it.
And then I'm down on the ground, and she's hitting me and hitting me and hitting me and hitting me.
The best.
Hey, you know what? Do they allow smothering? You think you could smother a person? You just put the pillow over their face and then get on top of them like in the movies?
The referee was talk about the most unnecessary job. You know, this guy. The only time I saw him or heard, first of all, he looks like a cross between Gary and John Oates, Baba Booey and John Oates, like, and his name is
Hall and Oates.
Yeah, and his name is Ross Jeremy, a lot like Ron Jeremy, who he also looks like. So this guy, I'm on the ground getting choked out by my future ex-wife, and this guy, all I hear is the ref going, "I can make it stop anytime. Let me know. It can stop
in your ear."
Anytime. Yeah, he's right near my face, and I'm like, Ross, how about we stop it now? Then that would be a good time, Ross.
And all I hear is, "Don't turn your back! Don't turn your back! Don't turn your back! Don't turn your back!"
I don't know why people. I've never gotten that turn the back thing.
Well, how do I know? I'm looking to protect
if you're
my
under
face.
attack, you need to face forward so you can.
I'm trying to save my face.
And usually it's not a cute girl with pink hair that's like. At first, I turned my back because I'm like, I don't really want to hit this. And then she got me in the head once, and it like tweaked my neck.
Pisses you off.
Oh, I got fucking pissed. I'm like, you know what, bitch? It's on now. And I turned around.
Swinging is like
she knocked you out.
She saw.
What I don't get is how do they keep the pillow in action while they get you on the ground? That's what I didn't understand.
Well, when they train, they have to whip the pillow for like 2 solid minutes. Just whip it.
She took the pillow case under my chin. She was behind me and reared back as if you've kidnapped a woman and you're killing her. Same technique.
Can you imagine a guy coming in? Can you imagine a guy coming in? One of these women is asleep. They try to rape the woman.
Oh, yeah, bad move.
She beats the piss out of the guy with the pillow and strangles him. And,
not only did a woman just beat your ass, but she did it with a pillow.
Yeah.
With a pillow.
Okay.
It was a really nice pillow. I'd like to know where you got that pillow.
Now, Garrett.
Don't know why.
All right. Boy, if ever you needed a weatherman, today is the day.
The sky.
There he is.
What is it?
Stormy weather.
Yes, Ira, the weatherman is here, and Mike from Connecticut, who used to work at Connecticut, he's actually come into the building. Mike, what television station were you at in Connecticut?
Over 11 years, Fox 61, WTIC TV, that covers all of the great large state of Connecticut.
Now, you don't have to put that bullshit voice on for us.
Coming at you right now, top of the hour.
Years ago, Mike,
coming deep from the Purple Grotto.
Maybe you've heard of this woman. You'd have to have lived in New York a long time. I moved to New York City, so it would have to be the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. There was a weather woman, a good-looking woman, on television, and when she did the weather... Were you raised in Manhattan, Madison?
No, I was raised in Albany.
Oh, okay. She drew cartoon characters on the board while she did the weather, and she was... Do you know who she was?
I believe her name is Linda Gialinella.
That's exactly right. Linda I think a good-looking woman, right?
Attractive woman, worked in New York for a few years, then migrated down to the Philadelphia market, I believe.
Look at Mike, weather nerd over here.
Hold it a second. I watch Linda Gialinella on television, and I'm a disc jockey in New York, and I'm getting kind of, some notoriety, and so I decide I want to meet her and go out with her. So I call maybe I booked her as a guest or whatever, but it was strictly to meet her. So I meet her, and I start going out with her. And I really like her, right? And she's a real New Jersey girl, Maybe she might have even, she didn't live with her parents. She had an apartment in the city. And so I meet her, and I go out with her, and she's the girl that draws. So we would go to, restaurants and stuff. So there's Jay Thomas, the disc jockey, and the girl that draws the weather shit, right? So, Madison, you'll appreciate this story. I like her so much, and she says to me, I'm going to move on Saturday or something, and I'm having a few people coming over, and we're going to, we just need some help, loading up stuff and all. And I say to my buddy that I'm living with, my buddy Barry, I go, hey, look, come with me. We'll help her move some furniture, because I'm really getting close to this thing. I'm really making the moves on her and the whole deal, right? So we go over and we move furniture for this bitch.
Now she's a bitch.
And at the end of us moving, her fucking boyfriend shows up.
Oh, been there.
Linda Gianelli, if you are a fucking live, I hope you married that fucking asshole, okay? And he was like a typical, handsome kind of a guy, and the antithesis to who I was, right? And he walks down the street, and she says, oh, Jay, Barry, I want you to meet, asshole, whatever his name was. And it really happened to me. And my buddy looks at me, and we had a dresser. We put it in the middle of the street, called a cab, and we were out of there. I'll never forget it. And I'm sure she's married to the guy and living in fucking New Jersey, and you can go fuck yourself when you get a chance. Don't ever do that to anybody. Anyway, every time I think of weather, Mike, it's bad for me.
I'll try to change. I'm going to work to change that, Jay.
Bad somehow. For me. So you were beaten by Ira last week. Ira, did you not say a hurricane would strike the United States?
I said a hurricane was going to strike the United States
September 11th.
September 11th.
And, Mike, you laughed, almost like Al Roker had said when Ira said April 1st, about 8 or 9 years ago. He said it will snow April 1st. I was at a Little League baseball game, and it started snowing, just like Ira had predicted. Mm-hmm. Al Roker said, no way. He pinpointed it. He's a few hours late, but it actually did start striking. Where is this hurricane going to be going now, Ira? You've been watching it on your radar?
It's in Texas.
I know, Ira, but where in Texas?
Right in Texas.
Right in Texas. Mike, where is it going to go ashore? Do you know?
How about 35 miles north of Corpus Christi?
Wow. And go to 184, which is our hurricane tracking weather channel at Sirius Satellite. You find out. So, Ira, he says it's going to go to Corpus Christi. What's the temperature in Corpus Christi right now, Ira?
Right now it's around 75 degrees.
Oh, he's so good. Yes. There you go. So, Mike, when a hurricane is coming across the ocean like that, it's just building and building and building. What can we? Is it hit land yet? Is it on land right now?
No. Look for this to happen sometime Friday evening. I mean, this evening. Maybe. Maybe 12 hours from now.
What category will it be?
It will be 2 or 3, most likely 2, because it's not as well organized as a good, solid, symmetrical hurricane could be, but it's over the Gulf of Mexico, and that's its food. Warm Gulf Stream water. So it'll strengthen a little
bit. What does a hurricane normally eat, Ira? He just said it's food. What does a hurricane?
It doesn't eat nothing whatsoever. It comes down really, really heavy, plus the winds.
But he just said it's
80-mile-per-hour winds.
How about storm surge? And Ira was going to talk about the storm surge, too.
What is a storm surge, Ira?
Storm surge is the water.
You don't need to help him. He knows what he's doing. It's the waves.
That's right. And El Nino is coming.
Oh, Jesus. Now we got El Nino coming. Now, what is El Nino? Do you know, Ira? What is it?
Listen, I had forecasted snow, right? It is going to snow around Thanksgiving.
Well, Ira, that's usually kind of the snow time, so that's not as good a
go
call.
out on a limb
Hey,
there.
by the way, we've got a ton of phone calls, but stay where you are. We'll have the man that says your avatar can have a penis. Stay where he's a plumber.
Mine already does.
888-783-7610. John of Connecticut. Have you heard of, Mike, what is your last name again? I'm terrible. I'm bad with names.
Are we doing last names here, Jay?
Oh, you don't want a last name.
Well, there's
Mike
Shirley
was the-
Madison and King of All Weathermen, at least in
Okay,
Howard World.
Mike was
which I'm
on
obviously not. But it's
Fox
just,
11. John, did you ever watch him in Connecticut? This guy, Mike, the weatherman?
Yeah, he was actually pretty good. He used to work for Fox. They replaced you with some young guy, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. What'd they fire? I mean, how'd they say it to you when they
Way to
let
bring
you?
it up and be a dick about it.
No, but I mean, a buddy of mine, Larry Sprinkle, has been the weatherman.
That's his name. That's true.
That's his. You know Larry? Do you know Larry?
I know of him. I met him at a couple of conferences, but he's
It's
is he in
time
North
for a
Carolina,
little
right?
Sprinkle.
Yeah, he and I were on the radio together. He's a really funny guy, but on the television, he's like a complete square, and he's got the hair that doesn't move and everything else. Been there forever. And one time, a real meteorologist threatened his job, like they would want to, but they kept Larry because he's so famous. Are you a real meteorologist, John, or were you replaced by one?
I don't know.
No, not you. I mean, Mike. Were you a real meteorologist, or were you replaced?
Meteorology degree, Cook College, Rutgers University, go Rutgers, Jersey boy. Yes.
So you went to college to study the clouds and the weather and everything else, and your family was proud of you?
Synoptic and dynamic meteorology. They were proud of me because from conception, I wanted to be a weatherman. I love the weather.
Just like Ira. Wow. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That's right.
So, John, what did he wear when he was on TV? Does he have like a crazy outfit? Did he have a silly outfit?
I just wanted to know if Robin Williams was a hero of yours because you were always rocking the suspender.
You had wore suspenders?
Well, after a few months, my boss made me put my jacket back on. I don't know. And he didn't say it was to cover the suspenders, but he made me put my jacket back on.
Did they have a consultant?
They
television
got expensive,
channel?
too, those suspenders. They can be expensive.
But they had a consultant that probably made that decision.
At some point, yes, they brought in we call them the C word, but that's consultant.
Right. You have that same cutting weatherman humor that we're all so used to. That ability just to pick a word up and make it unfunny in like 2 seconds. Yeah. So, John, were you sorry when he was let go at Fox 11, John of Connecticut?
It was actually Channel 6 where I live, but yeah, he was good. I liked him, and they replaced him with this young guy who's just kind of really an irritating prick.
Wow.
Some have said he reminds people of Doogie Howser at that age.
He does.
What's crazy, though, is that's the name he uses on TV. Irritating prick with ya.
Thank you, John of Connecticut.
But he is a qualified degree meteorologist from SUNY, Albany.
Yay!
Thank you. Let's go to Steve of Tampa, Florida, the Jay Thomas Show. Yes, Steve, we've been talking weather here for a few minutes, and let me apologize. An anger came out of me a little while ago about a woman. You're allowed to have a boyfriend if you want to. You're allowed to draw fucking pictures.
She did something very nasty to you.
She did, and I said her name and everything else and said some horrible things, and, she could be ill for all I know, which wouldn't be a bad thing as far as I'm concerned, but I wanted to say I was very sorry. Yes, Steve, go ahead. Steve of Tampa.
Well, hey, Jay, I just wanted to let you know that she is still alive and well, and she works down here in Tampa, still drawing the goofy pictures.
That bitch.
Yeah.
That bitch.
So,
Jesus. You ever see a picture of her with a husband? Is he a handsome guy, like a tall, kind of a soap opera-looking prick?
To be honest, I'm not real sure.
And she draws, what's her character that she draws? What channel is she on down there?
She's on ABC Channel 11 down here in Tampa.
She probably has a family, and she draws the little fucking
Could
pictures.
be on her third husband for all you know, Jay.
Now, what is the deal, Steve? When she's doing the weather, she draws a little cloud with a face on it. I've forgotten exactly what she did.
Yeah, it's basically every aspect of the weather, whether it's a sun, a cloud, a hurricane, but they all have faces, and, it just kind of depends on, I don't know, what the weather's bringing us that day.
Isn't it stupid? What does she have with the hurricane? Does it look like a mean Jew?
It's frowning.
Does it look like a mean Jew man coming at you?
It's frowning with a yarmulke.
It's kind of like Shuli with cloud around his head.
Has she drawn a picture of the hurricane? Does she have a scary picture of the hurricane?
If the hurricane's named Ike, does she put an afro on in the hurricane?
That's right. Yeah. Does she show it beating Tina, the nice cloud? Does she show it beating up?
This hurricane's a little weird. It's got a jerry curl, and it's coming from the south.
Mm-hmm. What has she done, Steve, with the hurricane? Do you know?
It's basically like you're saying. It's basically the same eyes and nose. It just depends whether the frown's upside down or facing up, smiling. They're all pretty much the same.
She draws it while she's doing the weather?
Sort of. It's like as she's working through it, and then at the end, if it's like going to be sunny that day or rainy, and then
she draws it right while she's doing it.
That's so cute.
Yeah. And she was really cute. Yeah.
Can we get her on the air as a guest?
Listen,
no, not for the shit I just said about her, no.
And don't combine the two, okay? If you're going to do weather, do weather. You want to do drawings, go on public broadcasting and do a painting show like the dude with the afro, the white guy. What was his name?
Bob Ross.
Here's how I feel about it.
Great show
I really liked her. I liked that she was in television. I thought it was stupid that she drew the pictures and all, and I guess at some point I would have found it really boring. But at that moment, and is she still attractive, Steve? Kind of dark-haired woman?
She hit the wall yet?
Yeah, well, I mean, she's, sort of, I don't know, older. I'm a younger guy, so, I guess you could sort of call her a cougar. But
so you don't find her hot, though?
Not necessarily.
Okay, she was really hot when she was younger, so I wouldn't be interested in that now. I married a much younger woman eventually, and so when I'm dead, she's still attractive at the funeral. Eventually. But the thing is that just think about it. She would have gone on this ride with me, Steve. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Instead of the fucking guy she ended up with, she wouldn't be doing the weather in Tampa. She'd be doing it in Carpinteria. She would be doing it in San Luis Obispo. She'd be in this area drawing the stupid-ass pictures. Now, national TV is not interested in silly weather people, are they, Mike? They don't like that. They like kind of serious weather people, don't they?
You mean
Didn't they hate the bald-headed guy that everybody loved on the Today Show? Didn't eventually they
Willard?
They wanted to get rid of
Scott.
Willard Scott.
No,
That's right.
He was a cult. He was an icon.
Yeah, but they kind of fucked him at the end.
They put him out to pasture.
No, they
did.
They still let him do the 100th birthday and the Smucker's jar.
What a
He came on the show when I was doing another show in New York, and he was not happy about the thing. And he said that his ratings were really big, but they said, it was too personality-driven or some crap
Letting
like that.
him do the 100-year-old birthdays is like giving a kid, like a baby, a cell phone that doesn't work. You're like, here, play with this for a little while.
All right.
Well,
Steve,
Jay,
yes,
I was in the studio with Dave Price when he was on Channel 5.
Blast from the past.
Now, what about this guy,
to the studio.
Sam Champion? Is he the weatherman?
Let me tell you something about him, Jay.
Oh, I hear he's nice.
Sounds like Mike has an enemy.
Here's what I want to say about Sam Champion.
Now, for those who don't know, he is a famous weatherman in New York. And you know
he's on Good Morning America. Now?
Good Morning America. Oh, so the people do know him. But when I go to see, this Dame Edna, that guy from Australia?
Sure.
He makes fun of him being gay all over the country in his act. He's always saying shit about Sam Champion being gay, and it's like, oh, Jesus, So you tell me what you know about him, Mike.
I can't comment about that aspect, Jay, but what I wanted to say was seriously, for I'd say at least 10, 15 years, I have considered Sam Champion, despite the fact that he doesn't have a meteorology education, to be the finest weathercaster I have ever seen.
Wow.
How would you know?
I've been watching him for years.
And he gets it right?
What do you mean? He reads the same weather you have, or I have, or Ira has. He has the same weather.
No,
it's more than that, Jay.
It's delivery.
What is it?
Delivery.
It's
the delivery.
Communication skills, body language, ease in front of the camera.
I
the way he
tried to
phrases things.
A weatherman in Pensacola, Florida. I tried out. I was a disc jockey, and the thing that I couldn't do was I couldn't talk backwards. I couldn't look off. There's nothing behind you.
Screen, right?
Yeah, there's nothing behind you, and they give you a clicker, and so you're looking at a screen off. And you're looking at a picture of the map behind you, and you kind of have to do everything kind of backwards, don't you, Mike?
Not necessarily, Jay. You're surrounded on three sides. You've got, of course, in front of you your camera, which has a built-in upside-down monitor that is reflected by a mirror into the monitor so you can see yourself in front of you. And, of course, they have monitors on your two sides. So it's like three-quarters you're surrounded,
But when you move your left hand...
Right.
Isn't it moving in the other direction when you're trying? I mean, it's like that's what I remember. It was like difficult.
No, it's not. It's not a mirror image. It's an exact image of what's going out over the air. So it's actually pretty easy. People think you're pointing to a blank green board. How do you know which country to point to? It's easy. Piece of cake.
It is easy. I couldn't figure.
The hardest part of the job is getting the forecast right. For crying out loud.
All right. Well, you do. You have that weatherman. You could suck all the real good energy out of a room personality.
Yeah, that's called reverse. That's called reverse negative vorticity.
I mean, you've got a great voice and everything else, and then you just kind of don't say much. It's just great the way you. I mean, I don't know how you do it.
It's so nice.
It's unbelievable.
You're insulting this man.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
not insulting him.
No, it's okay.
Bill of Florida, the Jay Thomas Show. Stay where you are. If you play, what is the game? The video, not the video game.
Half-Life?
Half-Life. Second Life. This guy is a plumber, and he'll tell you how to put a sex organ on yourself.
Jay?
Yes?
I like Ike.
Oh, I just wanted, Jay, I wanted to remind
That's a hurricane, Ira. You're not supposed to like a hurricane.
Ira,
read this, please.
Ira, you're not supposed to like a hurricane that's going to go.
Listen to this,
from
Jay.
Texas.
What's that?
Eisenhower was from Texas.
Yeah,
oh, that's right.
They said, I like Ike.
But not this
That's
time.
right.
But
Not this time. Not this time, Ira.
Oh.
Ira, don't tell people you like Ike. It's going to kill people. Okay? All right? Yes, Bill.
Jay,
yes, Bill.
I watch Channel 5 a lot. Mike Woods is a great weatherman, and Nick Gregory
is great.
He's wonderful.
I like Lee Goldberg.
Would you let Sam Champion go down on you, Ira?
Oh, Jay.
No, I wouldn't. I like Mike Woods. I
You
would
want
go
Mike
anywhere
Woods to go down on you?
where Mike
Okay.
Woods would go.
You would let Mike Woods go down on you. Okay. I just was checking which weatherman you'd let go down on you.
You think I am a freak?
By the way, we're not saying Mike Woods is gay or anything else. We find nothing wrong with it. It was a simple question. Bill of Florida, the Jay Thomas Show. I have to do disclaimers because I don't have the same power that others have. Yes, go ahead, Bill of Florida.
Hey, Jay, with the Linda Gillanella thing down here.
By the way, I want to say one more time, I want to
Sure.
apologize to her for anything I may have said that may have hurt her, but she hurt me terribly. And I think that anger came out after many, many years. It bubbled out of me, and it made me want to draw a dirty picture of her or go behind a cloud and write shit. And I just couldn't help myself, so let me apologize. Go ahead, Bill.
Well, I'm going to have to apologize, too, because let me say, this fucking...
You know what? You got to be careful here. We can't call any more names. No.
I can't stand these weather pictures.
What does she draw? What is the picture that's on the hurricane? Tell me what Linda Gianella down in Tampa is drawing on the hurricane right now.
Well, with the hurricane, she draws the pictures more for locally based forecasts. And it's always the sun with the smile, and they give these pictures away to people.
Do they give them to people that are ill? That's the one I like. You're dying of something, and they give you a shitty picture.
Yeah, here's a picture of a cloud with sunglasses on. This will fucking help your cancer.
You have 8 months to live. Why don't you let this brighten your day?
Yeah, there's a sun with a bow tie, you dumb idiot. Good luck with cancer.
She draws these pictures, and they promote it throughout the newscast. And a few years ago, I was quoted in a local paper. They're asking about your favorite weatherman, and I said, well, my least favorite is Linda Gillanella because I don't feel she could predict yesterday's weather today.
Nice. Did they quote you in the paper?
Yes, they did. Yes.
Oh, let's hear it for Bill of Florida.
Yay.
You know what's funny, Bill? I don't even know you, but since you hurt her feelings, Sean Kelly, what do we have for Bill of Florida? Who hurt the feelings of a woman who destroyed who really injured me terribly years and years ago and made me carry fucking furniture. And then she introduced me to her boyfriend, for Christ's sakes.
Ended up banging him on that furniture you carried.
Of course. Go ahead, Sean.
Congratulations, Bill of Florida from TLC. That's a TV channel. Ballroom Boot Camp. 6 weeks, 3 couples, 1 competition, half can't dance. It's a DVD.
There you go. And also you get an 8x10 glossy of me on what show, Sean? Do we give them 8x10?
I think this time we'll give them the photo of you in the costume hugging Candice Bergen.
And me in the whale costume. Thank you all very much. Stay where you are. The Jay Thomas Show. If you play Second Life, you can have software now that gives you hardware. It's the Howard 101.
Howard 101.
It's the Jay Thomas Show.
Call 888-STERN-101.
The Jay Thomas Show.
On Howard 101.
Like a rock star.
The Jay Thomas Show. Madison, Schuler, you're here. Is that a little party like the rock star? That's JT, JTX. Go to that. Buy that online. Being released to all the radio stations and stuff. And then see us September 17th on Entertainment Tonight. And coming soon, I'll be on Dr. Phil, Rachel Ray, 2020, The View. And I'll tell you when, we're doing all that for those who want to put the face to the voice and all that stuff. Ken Alderman, welcome to the Jay Thomas Show at Howard 101. How are you? Kevin?
Thanks, Jay.
Kevin, I'm sorry.
Yes,
I'm fucked
that's
up
okay.
with the name.
I get that a lot.
You're a plumber. You get that a lot, Ken?
Yeah, I do. I don't know what it is with the K.
Well, then you should change your name.
Actually, my mother had a sense of humor. She named me Kavin, Kavin. So I've had to live that down off my birth certificate.
Your mother named you Kavin. Why would she do? What did she name you after?
I think she was a Johnny Cash fan and listened to a boy named Sue. Actually,
maybe she was a Gavin MacLeod fan and just screwed up.
Or the nurse.
Let me tell you what. Gavin MacLeod was the captain on the Love Boat.
That's right, Jay. Mary Tyler Moore.
So I used to do dinner theater when I was on television. Dinner theater was big, and Gavin MacLeod did dinner theater too. And so Gavin MacLeod, who's like a big religious guy and everything else, was kind of like, fruity looking to me, right, and stuff. And so he and his wife would travel together, and they have a big fight in Jacksonville, Florida, or something, and they kind of break up. Like while they're on the road, they break up. And so Mrs. MacLeod flies back to L.A., and she becomes friends with an airline stewardess and a pilot or something, and they drive her home, and she tells all this stuff about Gavin, and they sold the story to the Inquirer. I will never forget it. And then they get back together or something, and he's like a Jesus freak now and everything else. And so whenever I hear Gavin MacLeod, I just remember seeing him in his like his velvet robe backstage at the Alhambra Dinner Theater.
While we're talking history, I owe you a debt of gratitude. I grew up in St. Augustine listening to WAPE.
The Big Ape.
Big Ape, yes.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you for your influence on bringing Leonard Skinner to the stage.
That's exactly right. I was one of the guys that introduced Leonard. I should have taken money for introducing these damn people. So let's go back to Kevin Alderman. You're a plumber, and you've started...
I used to do plumbing, too, by the way, Kevin, just so you know. So I can relate.
LLC, and developed SexGen software for the video game Second Life. And you sit down and you've made another life for yourself. For people that don't know what it is, like me, I mean, I know what it is, but you have a whole life that you live away from your wife and family on the Internet?
I do. I have an iconic character. His name is Stroker Serpentine. He's
You're
kind
Stroker
of
Serpentine?
Stroker Serpentine, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Cool name, man.
Yeah, thanks.
And what does Stroker do? What does he...
Well, he's been
He looks like Prince, by the way. I'm looking at him now. You look like Prince.
Like Prince in real life?
Yeah, Prince with the hair and the sunglasses, except your body is bigger.
Real life or Second Life?
No, in Second Life you look like Prince.
Yes.
In real life you look like a guy named Kevin who's a plumber from Florida.
Actually, I sold my contracting business a few years back to dedicate full time to virtual eroticism.
You're making a salary on virtual eroticism.
Absolutely. And we're actually developing our own platform, which will hopefully be released next year.
Why does your Second Life character have a mullet and no clothes on in this picture?
You see the post 6 spread that I did. It was a virtual centerfold.
Now wait a minute now. You're like a normal human being.
Booty.
Now, and I know you're going to make a lot of money doing this. You're a normal human being.
Kevin gave himself a black chick's ass.
And you have
gotta have the junk in the trunk.
Yeah, you have a big ass and kind of big legs, and then you have this penis,
childbearing hips,
and you're and you have a family, and you've made software so that the avatars can screw. Is that what you've done?
Just filling a need, Jay. I've been associated with social networks and virtual worlds for well over a decade. I listen to the enthusiasts, what their demands are, and give them what they want.
No, I have to watch this. I'm going to go on and watch it. You see the penis going into the into the character?
Yeah, there's no need for Viagra in virtual worlds, actually. There is no erectile dysfunction.
Now, you're married. Does your wife mind you cyberly fucking or whatever? I don't know what you call it.
We call it cybersex, virtual eroticism, pixel pumping. There's quite a few.
You're a pixel pumper.
I'm a pixel pumper. Actually, I facilitate pixel pumping.
Right. Now, the strange thing is that there are certain people that would say that it's kind of an illness that you would need to have a virtual person screwing on a screen, and I mean, how many times?
Kind of an illness?
Yeah. How many times would you do? How many times has your character done it, stroke or serpentine?
Well, I'm in a unique situation. Being a developer, I don't get as much time to do it as I'd like to. I have a professional career.
Sure.
But
what's your wife's name on screen? Your virtual wife?
Actually, she has absolutely no interest in virtual worlds whatsoever.
No, not your wife. The one that lives...
Wait a minute. You think this guy's married in a second life, too? That's the whole point of having a second life, is you don't have to get married.
In second life?
Let me qualify that, okay? In your profile, in your character's profile, there is a place where you can put a partner. And we call them partners because we don't like the association of the real world and, placing it in a monogamous relationship. My partner, Fire Rain, who...
Fire Rain?
Fire Rain.
Fire Rain is your partner.
Fire Rain is my partner.
Is that a woman someplace else, or have you made her for yourself?
And can she make it rain when she dances?
It definitely gets wet, I will say that.
Whoa!
Is she a squirter? You've made her into a squirter, have you? A virtual squirter?
That's the beauty of virtual eroticism, Jay, is there is no limit to the creativity.
Do you ever poop on Fire Rain or have her pee on you?
No, but
you ever give her a chili dog?
There are communities that engage in all types of fetish.
So no, wait. Now, original company started this Second Life. Why wouldn't they want to sue you or stop you from adding on to it?
From being able to chili dog characters.
Yeah, they start the thing, and aren't you infringing on their copyright or something, or?
Actually, the platform encourages creative expression. It's a Wild West world where pretty much anything goes. It's one of the very first platforms that allows users to create the content for their world.
Where do people go that want to sign up for this? What's a website they can go to for you?
Secondlife.com, and then do a search.
I want to fuck my avatar. You just type that in there?
Type in sex or sex gen into the integral classified search program that's built into the interface, and you'll find my name pop up there continuously, actually.
So, Kev, let me ask you this, all right? Your avatar is banging the other avatar. You're sitting there watching it.
Wife comes in.
Do you take?
Honey, hold on a minute.
That's a good question. Has your wife ever caught you making the characters fucking?
Well, as I say, she really doesn't have an interest in it. She appreciates.
I wonder why.
But when the door is closed, does she say, "Look, I can't bother Kevin now. His avatars are fucking."
Yeah, he's giving a rusty trombone to Fire Rain.
I mean, really, Kevin. I mean, it's
What's wrong with you,
first and foremost, this is my business, and she understands.
Kevin.
All right.
Kevin.
I'm going to be totally honest with you.
You ever jerk off to your business?
Hell yes, all the time.
Okay.
It's not a business.
I mean, I invite any of you to come in, and I challenge you to tell me that you don't
and
find
shit on Stoker Serpentine.
I challenge you to chili dog an avatar and not love it.
We don't encourage scat, but we don't discourage it either.
Now, wait a second. Now, what about the kids, your family and all? I mean, they know what Daddy's doing in there? It's kind of, it's kind of kooky. It
is. We've had minimal discussions with my son, who's 11. He knows that I have something to do with adult content. He knows that I'm popular. in virtual worlds, but he's not quite at the age where we want to sit down and have the mommy, daddy, birds and bees discussion.
Now, when you were putting your penis together, you could you could have put anything. You could have had one look like a.
Yeah, it could have been.
We've got.
What are you like a thermos? You're going to give yourself a penis the size of a thermos.
Yeah,
now,
my penis is a funny car.
And instead, he gave yourself like a black woman's ass.
And you have a normal, a nice size penis.
Well,
but I mean,
how would you portray yourself?
I would have done the same thing. But did you have some other incantations of size and you cut it down, or you know?
Well, actually, to be quite honest, it's based on a scale model of my own penis.
But what's up with the mullet? What's up with the hair?
The hair, well, I'm bald in real life. I shave my head, so this is the...
You wanted a mullet.
Well, this is a nice glimpse. I'm actually glad you're bald, because if you were able to grow hair, you'd probably grow something like this, and it would look ridiculous.
Is Fire Rain a person on the Internet, or is it you?
Yeah, it's some other dude.
Is it another?
Actually,
who is it?
Fire was here just a few days ago. Our annual.
You mean you've met with the woman who you screw on screen?
My wife has met her as well.
Wait a minute. I got to ask you. Is she over 200 pounds? Fire Rain.
No, she's not.
Just under.
Oh, yeah.
Were you disappointed in what she looked like in real life?
This wasn't the first time we met, and no, I was not disappointed because.
And you screw on screen, but when you get together, you don't want to do anything with her.
No, I'm happily married, and I'm faithful to my wife.
Wow. Did she say, "Hey, listen, your wife's not looking, but you were so good this morning"? Did she ever do that?
Yeah. All right. Your wife's gone.
Actually, she's happily married too. Has her own family. She's got 2 grown sons. And
wow. Second life. Thank you.
We know that that's a boundary that we're not going to cross.
Good. Sex Gin, thank you very much. We'll see you later. We'll do it again. Okay. Jay Thomas will be back Monday. 102 I'll be on. Is that the number?
Yep.
That's the wrong way to say that number. So long.
Bye, guys.
I'm a happy.
Howard 101.